The hooligans beat the guy. They tell him not to dare to come close to the girl. The attackers are stopped by an unfamiliar guy. He demands to stop immediately and stop the beating. The stranger's name is Linmu, a business college student from a wealthy family. Linmu kicks the guy and says that if he gets close to the girl again, his legs will be broken. Linmu leaves with his subordinates. He tells them that is enough for today. The main character's name is Zhao. He intends to take revenge on his offenders in the near future. Zhao is in severe pain and is trying to get back on his feet. He needs to get to the university as soon as possible. Suddenly, the guy hears a voice that tells him that the owner has been activated and a scan is expected. Zhao realizes that the strange voice came from the ring lying on the ground. He picks it up and examines it carefully. The voice informs the guy that he is the chosen one, and the virtual god communicates with Zhao through the ring. The voice asks the guy to put the ring on his hand. Zhao fulfills the voice's demands and starts the scanning process. The guy completes the scanning process. The information received greatly shocks him. The city is completely destroyed. Crowds of aggressive zombies roam its streets. Vile creatures attack the surviving people and destroy them. The guy asks the ring about what happened. The voice says that Zhao saw information about the end of the world and stored it in his memory. Zhao doesn't want to believe what he saw. He believes that everything that happened was someone's bad joke and tries to take off the ring. The guy is in severe pain. A voice tells him that if the ring is on, the owner cannot remove it on his own. The voice tells Zhao that if you rub the ring, you can launch a virtual space that has the ability to contact objects from the real world. A huge cube appears in front of the guy, which is a system for exchanging resources and weapons. There is a shopping system in the virtual storage. Resources can be purchased by killing other zombies. One of the most valuable items is antivirus serum. The voice tells Zhao that there is very little time left before the disaster begins, and the guy needs to carefully prepare for it. Zhao packs a large bag with food, water, and necessary items that will help him survive at first. A guy comes to a university dormitory where he is met by his roommate, whose name is Bean. Zhao tells his roommate that tomorrow will be the end of the world and the world will be overrun by zombies. The guys in the room are surprised by Zhao's words. Zhao's classmates do not take his warning seriously. They believe that the guy simply overplayed computer games. They call Zhao a poor loser and plan to visit an internet cafe. Zhao demands that his friend believe him and take his words seriously. The main character and his friend Bean use furniture to barricade the entrance to the room. For a long time, they sit near the front door, waiting for a zombie attack. Bean gets tired of waiting and falls asleep. The night flies by. Bean says that during this time, nothing unusual happened. Zhao answers the guy. He tells him that he cannot relax, since mortal enemies are somewhere nearby. Bean is about to leave the main character and go to bed, as he is tired of the pointless waiting and is tired. Suddenly, they start knocking hard on the barricaded door, and loud cries for help are heard in the corridor. Bean is very scared. He asks Zhao about the reason for the terrible screams coming from the corridor. Zhao and his friend go to the window to look out at the street. The city street is captured by a large number of aggressive zombies. They attack people who did not have time to hide. Bean begins to become very hysterical. He strongly doubts the veracity of his friend's stories. Zhao's voice is heard. He asks Bean to calm down. The guy tells him that they need to hide until the zombies leave. Zhao invites his friend to find a place where they can hide. He says that the zombies have not yet evolved much, and they have time. Zhao is going to go down to the first floor to the fire shield to arm himself with an axe. The guy understands that it will be much easier for him to fight zombies if he is armed. Zhao asks Bean not to open the front doors to anyone after he leaves. Bean asks the guy to return quickly and be extremely careful. Bean is overcome by a strong feeling of fear. He does not want to be alone and asks Zhao to take him with him. Zhao agrees to take the guy with him, but only on the condition that he does not interfere with him. A zombie is slowly moving along the deserted corridor of a student dormitory. Zhao runs sharply around the corner and delivers a strong kick to the zombie in the corridor. The guy tries to reach the fire shield as quickly as possible. He asks his friend to move faster and keep up. After some time, Zhao reaches the fire shield. He invites Bean to go out for reconnaissance. The guys go outside and see a huge number of zombies standing in their way. Bean begins to feel unwell and has difficulty controlling his gag reflex. On the podium are classmates Bean and Zhao. They are fiercely fighting off the zombies attacking them. The group leader urges the students to stop pushing and panicking as they may fall off the podium. Zhao intends to use the abandoned van to distract the zombies, allowing his classmates to escape. The main character reports his plan to Bean and asks the guy to help his classmates. Zhao convinces his friend to trust him and put all doubts out of his head. The main character in short dashes approaches the treasured van. Zhao starts the car and presses the accelerator pedal with all his might. The minivan crashes into a crowd of aggressive zombies at full speed, and from the strong impact they scatter in all directions. Bean urges his classmates not to waste time and escape as quickly as possible. The class elder thanks Bean for the unexpected rescue. The guy replies that they should thank Zhao for their help. Bean invites the class elder and classmates to take refuge in the library building. The guy leaves his classmates. He intends to help his friend Zhao as quickly as possible. Zombies surround the car. They break its windows in order to get inside. Zhao prudently managed to leave the car and hid behind a tree standing nearby. The guy stands behind a tree and doesn't notice how someone's hand is reaching out to him from behind. Noticing the hand in time, Zhao grabs it and swings the fire axe to strike. Bean's loud scream is heard. He asks the guy to stop and not harm him. Zhao says he was scared to death and asks his friend to never do that again. Bean says he helped his classmates and directed them to the university library. Zhao finds the library a good refuge and invites Bean to join his classmates. In short dashes, so as not to attract the attention of zombies, Zhao and his friend head to the library. While running, Bean drops a trash can, which attracts the attention of nearby zombies. A huge number of zombies rush at the fleeing guys. Zhao demands his friend to keep up and move faster. The guys reach the main entrance to the library. They knock on the front door and ask to be let in. The class elder demands that Zhao and his friend be allowed inside immediately. Those around her do not agree with her. They are afraid that zombies may get inside. The guy standing near the door stops the class leader. He doesn't want to put the students hiding in the library at risk. The class elder demands that the guys be released immediately. She says that thanks to them, everyone survived. The guy standing at the door is called Lee Sun. He hits the class elder with a strong blow. Lee Sun tells those present that under no circumstances should they open the door, as zombies will enter the room and destroy everyone. Classmates silently look at the class elder. They fear for their lives and agree with Lee Sun's words. The guy calls the class elder a stupid, stupid woman. He demands not to put his life in danger. Bean demands that Lee Sun immediately stop beating the class elder. He threatens to deal with the guy when he gets inside. Bean understands that no one will open the door for them. He does not know what to do next and asks Zhao for advice. The main character demands his friend stop the hysteria and orders him to follow him. The guys manage to escape and hide in a nearby gateway. Bean asks Zhao for forgiveness for his slowness. Zhao asks his friend not to be upset and to focus his thoughts on salvation. The guy is very angry that Lee Sun dared to hit the class elder. He is going to take revenge on him. The guys walk around the library building. Zhao suggests getting inside using an unlocked window. Zhao enters the room through a window and opens the front door to let his friend in. On the ground floor, in the large hall of the academic library, the surviving students are located. The girl reassures the class leader. She asks her how she feels. The girl's conversation is interrupted by Lee Sun, who once again scolds the class elder for endangering the lives of the students. The girl tells Lee Sun that they are alive thanks to Zhao and his friend, and their classmates did not let them inside. Lee Sun advises the girl to keep her mouth shut and not irritate him. Otherwise, he threatens to physically punish the girl. The girl tells Lee Sun that he is selfish and a complete bastard who only thinks about himself. Suddenly, the conversation is interrupted by Zhao. He approaches Lee Sun and strikes him with a strong blow. Bean grabs Lee Sun by the breasts. He is very unhappy that the guy did not let them inside. Lee Sun answers Bean. He says that he did it for the safety of his classmates. Zhao believes that Lee Sun is right, since if zombies burst into the room, they would destroy all the people. People around ask the guys to stop making too much noise, as this may attract the attention of zombies. Bean believes that Lee Sun is taking advantage of her classmates' fears for her own personal gain. The class elder approaches the guys and says that she is glad to see them healthy and unharmed. The class elder thanks Zhao and his friend for saving them from certain death. Zhao approaches Lee Sun. The main character cannot hide his irritation. He stabs Lee Sun and tells him to never dare to raise a hand against the class elder in the future. Lee Sun is enraged by Zhao's actions and curses him with anger. Zhao does not allow Lee Sun to finish. He demands to be silent immediately and deals him another powerful blow. The main character informs Lee Sun that if he ever raises his hand against defenseless girls again, he will be severely punished. Zhao asks the class elder not to be afraid of anything, and in case of any problems, immediately inform him. The class elder apologizes to Zhao for not being able to open the front doors for them. Bean asks the girl not to worry. He tells the class elder that this is not her fault. The class elder declares that she is unworthy of such a title because she could not protect her classmates. Zhao tells the girl that for him, she is the best class elder he has ever known. The girl cannot contain her emotions. She clings to Zhao and begins to sob loudly. The main character tells the girl that as long as he is alive, he will protect her. Zhao asks the class elder how long ago she saw a girl named Xin. The class elder's name is Tong. She tells the guy that the last time she saw Xin was in the square. Tong asks the guys for a phone to call her parents. The girl couldn't reach them after the zombies appeared. The guys say that their phones do not receive a signal. They believe that there is no connection not only in the city, but throughout the whole world. Zhao tries to calm the girl down. He says that her parents are alive and hiding in a safe place. The students are very hungry. They complain to each other about the lack of food and water. One of the students expresses his dissatisfaction. He is tired of the complaints of his classmates. Another student does not support him and responds rudely to him. A conflict is brewing in the group of students. Zhao and his friends notice that their classmates are starting to argue, but they are in no hurry to intervene in the dispute. Tong wants to intervene and calm her classmates. Zhao stops her. He says that this is a useless and dangerous activity. Classmates sort things out, trying to find those responsible for their current situation. Students begin searching for water and food, but this does not bring any results. The students are about to go to the second floor. They think there might be food in the principal's office. The students are stopped by a group of hooligans who have taken over the second floor of the building. Bean wonders. He doesn't understand how a group of local hooligans took over the second floor and what they are doing there. One of the students goes up to the leader of the hooligans, Linmu. He makes excuses to him and says that they wanted to find food or water. The leader of the hooligans, Linmu, kicks the guy. The student falls down. Classmates are very outraged by Linmu's behavior. Their loud indignation can be heard. The girl approaches the guy who was attacked by Linmu and asks him how he is feeling. Linmu declares to his classmates that from now on the stairs are the boundary, and the second floor is his territory. The students listen attentively to Linmu. The leader of a gang of hooligans declares that he will kill anyone who dares to cross the border. Linmu tells the students that he has a lot of food upstairs, and anyone who wants to eat can exchange it for their valuables. Bean expresses his opinion to his friends. The guy considers such actions outrageous. Linmu calls the girl's boyfriend a freak and invites her to go with him. If she agrees, he promises her a lot of food. Such statements make the girl wildly furious. She hits Linmu on the hand, knocking out a package of food from her. The girl's reaction infuriates Linmu and he hits her hard. Linmu grabs the girl by the hair and demands an immediate apology from her. The class elder asks Linmu to stop bullying his classmate immediately. Tong appeals to the conscience of the leader of the hooligans. The girl says that in this situation, everyone should be more united. The class elder states that the library is a public place and the food in it belongs to everyone. Linmu tells Tong that all the teachers are dead and now no one can protect the girl. The leader of the bullies orders his subordinates to attack the class elder. Linmu's subordinates happily begin to carry out their master's orders. Zhao stands up for the girl. He comes forward holding an axe in his hand and asks Linmu not to go too far. Linmu demands Zhao to step aside and threatens him with a painful death if he disobeys the order. Zhao tells the leader of the hooligans that his time has passed, and as a sign of his strength, he hits the doorway with an axe. The subordinates of the leader of the hooligans, Linmu, ask not to contact Zhao since the guy is armed and serious. Linmu once again announces to his classmates that the entire second floor belongs to him personally. The leader of the hooligans and his subordinates retire to their floor, their classmates silently watching them. Linmu demands that his subordinates immediately find him some weapons. Bean believes that Linmu greatly frightened the class elder. He tries to calm the girl down. Zhao tells his friends that in extreme situations, people reveal their inner nature. The guy asks Tong to change his attitude towards people. He is afraid that the girl may suffer because of her character. Bean says that he will always protect the girl. Tong thanks the guys for their support. Tong believes that the students are safe for now, but she fears that sooner or later they will all starve to death. Zhao believes that students should not openly confront the gang of bullies, as there are too many of them. He invites his friends to explore the surrounding area to find water or food. Among the students, there is a girl named Shin. She looks blankly at her neighbor on her desk. The girl's friend asks Shin if she is okay. She is worried about the girl's appearance. Zhao and his friends slowly walk through the deserted corridors of the library. The guy is about to leave the room in the library and go to the cafe located opposite. He asks his friends to open the door for him upon his return. Tong asks the guy to stay in the library. She considers such an outing dangerous, since there are a lot of dangerous zombies on the streets. Zhao asks his friends not to worry about him. He tells them that everything will be fine. Bean hopes that his friend will not be noticed by the zombies and will return safe and sound. Zhao moves along the street in short dashes. He hopes that the zombies on the street will not notice him. In one of the gateways, a guy notices dead students. He decides to take away food and water that they no longer need. Zhao opens the dead student's backpack and sees a large amount of water and food in it. The main character activates his ring to launch a vault into which he will place the necessary items. The guy decides to completely fill the storage, since over time it will be more and more difficult to find food. A loud, terrible roar distracts Zhao from filling the vault, and the guy slowly turns around. Screaming loudly, a huge 2-meter zombie attacks the main character. Zhao dodges the attacking zombie and hits him hard with a fire axe. The guy realizes that the noise of the fight has attracted the attention of the zombies around him, and they slowly begin to surround him. Zhao notices a window and tries to use it to escape inside the building. The main character finds himself in the kitchen of a large restaurant. He hopes to find a large amount of food. Zhao finds a large container with a lot of cooked rice inside. Bean and the class elder hear a knock on the door and Zhao's voice. The guy asks his friends to let him in. Tong rushes to the guy and hugs him tightly. The girl is very happy that the guy returned safe and sound. Bean tells his friend that the class elder was very worried about him. Zhao tells his friends that he did not return empty-handed and invites them to eat rice. The friends happily eat the offered treat. They have not eaten hot food for a very long time. The class elder asks Zhao why the guy doesn't eat with them. Zhao responds to his friends. He says that he already ate at the cafeteria and takes out full bottles of drinking water from his bag. The voice of the main character is heard asking his friends not to tell their classmates about the food, as he fears that they may be attacked. Bean considers such actions fair, since none of their classmates helped them, and Zhao risked his life. Zhao approaches the front door. He realizes that zombies are very close. The main character understands that a long absence will arouse suspicion among his classmates and offers to join them. Linmu comes down from the second floor, and in a mocking manner he tells his classmates that he is very worried about them. Zhao invites his friends not to react to such provocations, since the gang of hooligans is very strong. Linmu approaches Shin and tells the girl that he has food and water. He invites her to join him. Bean watches their conversation carefully, knowing that his friend has a thing for Shin. Shin's friend says that they haven't eaten anything for a long time, and if Linmu gives them some food and water, they will be grateful to him. Linmu orders his subordinate to immediately provide water and food to Shin and her friend. The leader of the hooligans tells Shin that she is in an unsafe place and invites the girl to go with him to the second floor. Shin thanks Linmu for the food and water and tells the guy that she intends to stay with her classmates. Linmu grabs the girl's hand. Shin's friend tries to calm the guy down and asks him to let the girl go. The leader of the bullies orders Shin's friend to shut up immediately and threatens to beat her up. Shin does not intend to tolerate the guy's boorish behavior. She calls Linmu a disgusting freak and hits him in the face. The girl says that she does not intend to obey Linmu's orders and tolerate his vile behavior. She throws food and water at Linmu's subordinate and demands that the bullies leave. Linmu says that he will wait a few days and enjoy the moment when the girl begs for food on her lap. Shin's friend calms the girl down. She's very outraged by the behavior of the leader of the hooligans. Tong is very worried about the girl and tells his friends that Shin is in serious danger. Zhao is pleased with Shin's reaction. He would start to despise the girl greatly if she went up to the second floor. The guy approaches Shin and her friend and asks if the girl is okay. The girl's friend asks Zhao not to disturb Shin and let her calm down and rest a little. Zhao is not going to bother the girls. The guy offers them water and food. The main character asks Shin and her friend to accept some food and water from him. The guy says that he does not pursue selfish interests and says that he just wants to help the girls. Lee Sun stands on the threshold of the hooligan leader's office, asking to listen to him. Linmu asks the guy why he is taking up his precious time. Lee Sun tells the leader of the hooligans that they had a very good relationship in the past and says that he can be very useful in the gang. Linmu asks to name at least one reason why he should accept the guy into the gang. Lee Sun promises to bring the leader a woman he likes. Shin's friend was very surprised by Zhao's action. She asks what the relationship was between them. Shin answers his friend. She says that she doesn't know Zhao at all. They were just in the same class together. The girl tells Shin that they are in great danger, and the best way to protect themselves is to find someone they can rely on. Shin's friend's name is Eliza. She believes that Zhao is an attractive young man who can protect them. Zhao asks his friend why the class elder is depressed. Bean tells Zhao that Tong was very upset about his communication with Shin. Zhao's conversation with his friends is interrupted by the loud impact of a body falling from the second floor. Zhao pushes his classmates aside and wants to get closer to find out what's going on. A gloomy sight appears in front of the guy. A dead girl lies on the floor, having fallen from the second floor. Lee Sun tells his new master that he will bring him a new girl in the near future. Zhao's heart is filled with anger and hatred. The guy wants to avenge the girl, but he understands that this is impossible now, since the Linmu group is very strong. Zhao approaches the murdered girl. He covers her with his jacket and reads a farewell prayer. Lee Sun informs his new master that his classmates were greatly affected by the girl's murder, and they intend to take revenge. Zhao says that Linmu will sooner or later pay for his crimes and beg for mercy. Night has fallen. Tired and exhausted students sleep on the floor of the first floor. A loud noise wakes up Zhao. The guy opens his eyes. He is very frightened by incomprehensible sounds. A large crowd of zombies has found an emergency exit to the library and is trying to break down the doors to get inside. Students panic. They are very frightened and run chaotically around the floor. Zhao orders his classmates to calm down and begin barricading the door to prevent the zombies from breaking in. The guy tries to run to the emergency exit as quickly as possible, as he considers it the weakest point of the building. One of the students turns into a zombie. Her classmates don't understand how this could happen. The zombie stands in front of the students and looks attentively at his classmates. After a moment, the zombie lets out a loud scream and rushes at the students. The guy can't stand on his feet and falls to the floor, attracting the attention of zombies. The monster sees a guy lying on the floor. She screams loudly and attacks him. Suddenly, Zhao comes to the rescue and slashes the zombies with his fire axe. The students have barricaded the front door, but are finding it very difficult to hold back the onslaught of zombies. The back door of the library opens and a huge crowd of aggressive zombies rushes into the room. The zombies move towards the students and Zhao's voice is heard, ordering the students to run away. Zhao shouts to his friend. He asks Bean to stay with the class elder and protect her. Creepy creatures have broken into the library and are attacking defenseless people. The surviving people run to the stairs, trying to escape on the second floor of the building. One of the students suggests going up to the curator's office to hide there. Access to the second floor of the library has been blocked by hooligans led by Linmu, who are refusing to help students in trouble. In the crowd of people distraught with horror is Shin. The girl is disoriented and very scared. Zhao finds Shin in a crowd of people and invites the girl to follow him to save her life. The guy asks the girl to trust him. He promises to take her to a safe and secure place. Zhao and his friends run down the corridor to the far end of the building. Young people run into the men's toilet, which has a window leading to the street. Zhao tells his friends that almost all the zombies have entered the library, so there aren't many left outside. The main character invites Bean to pick it up so his friend can see what is happening on the street. Bean tells his friends that there are no zombies on the street and there is a parked car in the playground. Zhao invites the girls to take turns going outside using an open window. Shin is very happy that Zhao is constantly taking care of her and thanks the guy for his help. The class elder asks Zhao what he is going to do after everyone is outside. The guy asks the girl not to worry. He says that he has a plan for further action. Tong does not want to leave his classmates in trouble. Zhao asks the girl to calm down. He says that nothing can be done to help them. Zhao asks the girl not to waste time, since the zombies are very close. Tong agrees to leave the men's room, but before doing so, she wants to share important information with the guy. The girl confesses her love to Zhao and hopes that they both will survive. Zhao helps Tong get out. The guy hears zombies trying to break down the door in the men's room. In order for Tong to get out, Zhao rushes to the door and holds back the crowd of zombies. Tong's cry is heard. The guy turns to the girl and orders her not to wait for him, but to run away. Tong jumps down and joins his classmates outside. Zhao's friends hear the voice of a guy who demands not to wait for him and go to a safe place. Young people run to the playground where there is a parked car. A crowd of angry zombies broke down the door to the men's restroom and surrounded Zhao. Dozens of zombies growl loudly and rush at the guy. He fights off the monsters with a fire axe. Bean and the girls get to a parked car. The guy tries to start the engine. Tong tells Bean that she can't leave now. She demands to wait for Zhao. The girl insists that they cannot stay in the parking lot, as zombies will soon appear here and eat them all. Shin's friend asks to leave immediately and not wait for Zhao. She believes that the guy may already be dead. Tong gets out of the car and intends to go back to the men's room to get Zhao. Bean tries to stop her. The guy says that he promised Zhao to protect Tong and does not want the girl to die in vain. Bean contacts the class elder. He claims that Zhao will return as he must have a plan. Tong does not believe that Zhao can cope with a large number of zombies alone. Bean persuades her to return to the car. Bean presses the gas pedal and the young people drive away to safety. Dozens of destroyed zombies lie on the floor of the men's restroom in the library. Zhao slowly walks through the university stadium. The guy has no strength left after the fight with the zombies. He takes a few steps, loses consciousness, and falls onto the treadmill. A voice appears in his mind, warning him that his life is in danger, and it is necessary to urgently use medicine to neutralize the virus. Using the ring, Zhao activates the virtual storage and takes out the flask with the medicine. He is very worried about the possible consequences, but understands that he has no choice. The guy injects himself with the vaccine. The next morning, Zhao comes to his senses, feeling severe pain throughout his body. Zhao is glad that he is alive. He realizes that he has no mutations or serious bodily injuries. The guy hears the voice of a virtual god, who reports that he has successfully evolved into the second class out of 19 available. Without feeling much change in his body, Zhao sets out to test how much his physical strength has improved. The main character deals a powerful blow to a stone column. A huge stone breaks in half. Zhao is incredibly happy about the physical strength the second level of evolution gives. The guy thinks that Bean will be very jealous of such strength. The main character returns back to the academy to examine the premises for the presence of survivors. Zhao wanders for a long time through broken classrooms and rooms. During all this time, he has not met a single living person. The guy finds a working shower. He is going to wash off the dirt and get himself in decent shape. Zhao sits on the couch and watches TV. The news channel reports an outbreak of an unknown biochemical virus. The guy hears rustling sounds coming from the closet. He quickly jumps off the sofa and approaches the source of the sound. Zhao suddenly opens the closet doors and raises his fire axe to strike. There is a young girl in the closet. She screams loudly and asks for mercy. Trying to calm the girl down, the guy tells her that he is a human and not a zombie. The girl is very scared. She constantly cries. The guy tries to calm her down. The girl's name is Chung. She is a student in the fine arts department. Chung says that he and his friend were very scared and hungry. Lee Sun offered them food and protection. When the girls went up to the second floor, they began to be intimidated and humiliated. Chung's friend could not stand it and jumped down. Zhao remembers well the girl who jumped from the second floor yesterday. The terrible picture of the girl's death is before the guy's eyes. Chung says that zombies made their way to the second floor. Hooligans used the window to go down. The girl was afraid to jump from the window and hid in the closet. Zhao considers the bullies to be moral monsters because they ran away and left the girl to be eaten by zombies. Chung asks the main character what his name is. The guy answers that his name is Zhao. The girl has heard a lot about Zhao's heroic deeds. She is delighted with how the guy taught Lee Sun a lesson. Zhao tells the girl that there is nothing heroic in his action. He believes that any well-mannered person should have acted this way. The guy realizes that the girl is very hungry and offers her some food and water. Chung starts crying again. She is very happy that Zhao is next to her. New friend Zhao asks permission to take a shower, since she has been in the closet for a very long time. Chung gets out of the shower and heads towards the sofa where Zhao is sitting. The girl sits down next to the main character and starts crying again. The guy says that he has never seen such whiny girls. Chung says that she again remembered how her friend jumped from the second floor. The girl cannot calm down. She says that currently zombies are everywhere, and she does not know what to do. Zhao tells the girl that he heard on the news how the government created a base for survivors and suggests that the girl get to the base together. Cheng accepts the guy's offer and thanks him for his help and care. Zhao invites the girl to change into the clothes he took from the dorm. Chung cannot contain his emotions. The girl approaches the guy and kisses him deeply. Chung tells Zhao that she doesn't have the money to pay him back and suggests they discuss alternative options. Zhao did not expect such a proposal from the girl. The guy cannot contain his anger and irritation. Chung tells the guy that he misunderstood everything. Her feelings are selfless and sincere. Chung asks the guy if he kissed girls before her. The guy reacts strongly to her words. Chung is happy about the fact that she is the first girl that a guy has kissed in his life. People can be heard asking for help over the speakerphone. They report that they are in the radio room. Zhao realizes that there are living people in the university. He intends to save the trapped people. A huge number of zombies roam the corridors of the university. They move slowly and emit eerie howls. A group of people escape to the radio room of the university. They barricaded the front door in the hope of protecting themselves from zombies. Zhao climbs a tree opposite the radio room and tries to draw people's attention to himself. The radio room window opens and the people inside loudly greet the guy. Zhao orders people to speak quietly and not make noise, as a loud voice may attract the attention of zombies. The main character is going to throw a rope to people so that they get out of the radio room. The people in the radio room securely fasten the rope, and with the help of it, one by one they go down to the street. Zhao looks around as Cheng helps people get out of the university building. One of the guys couldn't hold the rope. He falls to the ground and screams loudly. The guy's fall was too loud. It attracted the attention of nearby zombies. Zhao orders everyone to run to the car park next to the university. People rush headlong towards a car parked in a parking lot. Zhao tries to organize and calm people down. He demands that they let the girl go ahead. The rescued people do not listen to the guy. They take up all the seats in the car and try to drive away the clumsy classmate who has attracted the attention of the zombies. Chung doesn't want to get into the car. She asks Zhao for permission to stay with him. Zhao tells the girl that staying with him will be very dangerous for her. He wants the girl to go to a safe place. Chung asks Zhao to look carefully at her classmates. She believes that it will be unsafe to be near them. Classmates swear loudly. They continue to share seats in the car. Zhao is dissatisfied with the way the classmates he saved behave. He demands that they not turn into pathetic, selfish creatures. Classmates hesitantly make excuses to Zhao and leave the university premises. Zhao tells the girl that a zombie is about to appear. They need to take refuge in a safe place as quickly as possible. Zhao and Chung use an abandoned cafe as a shelter. The girl has prepared noodles. She's going to feed the guy. Zhao is surprised by how beautiful and appetizing the girl's noodles look. Chung hopes that the guy will really like the dish she has prepared. Zhao does not stop praising the girl. He says that he has not eaten such delicious hot food for a long time. Chung considers Zhao to be his boyfriend. The main character takes this information to heart. The girl does not understand why Zhao reacted so sharply to her words. She wants to thank the guy with her love and care. Zhao tells Cheng that he saved her because of moral principles. The guy does not want to receive a reward for saving the girl. Chung continues to insist. She tells Zhao that she likes him very much. The main character asks the girl to immediately stop such conversations. Chung starts crying. She is very upset because the guy doesn't like her. Zhao tells the girl that the reason is not her, but that he has a loved one. Chung reacts very strongly when he finds out that Zhao's lover is Xin. Chung believes that the guy has very little chance since Xin is a famous girl from a rich family. The girl thinks that she will be able to survive only if a strong man is next to her. Chung tells the guy that she is quite happy with being his mistress. Zhao and Cheng go down to the basement of the building where there is a large car park. Young people choose a new modern SUV with increased power. Chung tells the guy that she has always dreamed of driving a modern, expensive car. Zhao takes out a map. The guy tries to find the place where the survivors' base is located. Suddenly, a group of people appears in front of the car. Chung suddenly slams on the brake. There is a girl on the road accompanied by two guys. They ask you to open the car doors and let them in. Zhao and Chung realize that the strangers are human and agree to give them a ride. Zhao asks strangers where they are going to go. The unfamiliar girl avoids answering. The main character asks strangers how they ended up on the highway. The unfamiliar girl says that she, her boyfriend, and brother were hiding nearby. The stranger's name is Kate, and she says that Zhao and Chung are the perfect couple. Kate asks Zhao what is in his bag. The girl says that they haven't eaten anything for a long time. Kate offers the guy her expensive brand watch in exchange for food and water. Zhao shares food with new acquaintances. He gives the girl 3 small sausages. Kate's brother is unhappy with the amount of food Zhao shared, saying that there should be a lot more supplies in the bag. Chung responds to new acquaintances. The girl says that food is now a valuable resource and it is not enough for them themselves. Kate's brother is very dissatisfied with the girl's answer. He cannot hide his irritation. Kate hands her brother a sausage. She tries to calm him down and change the topic of conversation. Chung sees something terrible on the road. She asks Zhao to immediately look ahead. Ahead on the road, there is an overturned car, into which angry zombies are trying to climb. Young people drive past a broken car. They realize that it was their classmates. Zhao demands not to stop and continue the path. Some of the zombies separate from their group and try to catch up with the young people. Chung believes that his classmates deserve this fate because they behaved selfishly and disgustingly. Kate understands that they are going to the city. The girl asks to turn to another place, since there are many people in the city who have turned into zombies. Zhao answers Kate. The guy says that he does not intend to turn anywhere, and if they are not on the road, he is ready to drop off his new acquaintances anywhere. Suddenly, Kate's brother pulls out a gun and points it at Zhao's head, demanding that his sister's instructions be followed. Chung is very frightened. She is trying to pull herself together with difficulty. Kate demands that she follow her commands. Then she will leave the young people alive. Kate says that they are not bad people, but the world has changed recently, and they only need to think about themselves. Kate's boyfriend demands to give up the car and food, in which case he will leave the prisoners alive. Kate laughs loudly and tells Cheng that their gang has already killed 3 people. Cheng intends to stop the car because he realizes that the strangers are not bluffing. Zhao agrees to give up the car and food supplies if he and Cheng are left alive. Kate tells young people that they are sweet and obedient children. Zhao asks Cheng to slow down and park the car on the side of the road. Zhao and Cheng get out of the car. The guy asks the girl not to make sudden movements and leave slowly. Kate's brother says that he has changed his mind. He intends to take Chung with him. He believes that Zhao is not worthy of having such an attractive and seductive girl as Chung. Zhao ignores Kate's brother's words. He holds the girl's hand and slowly walks away with her. Kate's brother did not expect such a reaction from the guy. He gets out of the car and showers Zhao with insults. The guy points a gun at the main character and invites him to pray before he dies. Zhao turns sharply and delivers a lightning strike with his fire axe. Kate's brother screams loudly. He lost his right hand in this fight. Chung can't look at it and covers his face with his hands. Kate and her boyfriend rush at the main character. They intend to avenge their relative. Zhao accurately throws a fire axe. It hits Kate's guy in the head and cuts him down on the spot. The main character, with a well-aimed shot, knocks a huge combat knife out of Kate's hand. Zhao realizes that since he injected the treatment serum for the virus, his reactions have become much faster. Kate asks the guy to spare them and leave them alive. She says that they had no choice. Kate tells Zhao that she and her brother are not guilty of anything since they were held hostage by her boyfriend. The girl asks to spare her. She promises to fulfill any desires and fantasies that Zhao has. Chung does not believe a single word the girl says. She considers Kate a deceitful and shameless woman. Kate tells Zhao that she is much better than Chung, as she is an older and more experienced woman. Zhao promises to leave Kate and her brother alive. The main character understands that the sound of the gunshot will soon attract many zombies here. Kate is very surprised that the guy left her alive and didn't ask for anything in return. Zhao and Chung get into the car and drive away. After a while, zombies appear at the scene of the fight. Creepy creatures scream loudly and instantly attack Kate and her brother. Chung can't calm down. The girl is trembling violently. Zhao is thinking about how to calm the girl down. Zhao believes that Chung is afraid of him. He tells her that he had no choice. Chung answers the guy. She says that she is fine and needs time to accept the new reality. The girl tells the guy that she is scared, not because she saw Zhao killing people, but because she might be left alone. Chung recalls the terrible moments on the second floor of the library when everyone ran away and left her alone to be eaten by zombies. The girl is grateful that she met Zhao and intends to be a useful member of the team. The young people's path is blocked by many abandoned cars left on the bridge. Zhao and Chung get out of the car and continue on foot. The girl is frightened by the eerie silence that reigns around. She asks Zhao if there could be ghosts here. Zhao believes that it is much better to face ghosts than a crowd of aggressive zombies. Chung hears a strange sound. She rushes to the guy and screams loudly. A large black cat stands in the way of the young people, looking at them in bewilderment. Zhao tells the girl that he hears the sounds of zombies approaching, and tells her that these are not single zombies, but a large group. The guy intends to get closer and find out the reason why the zombies gathered in one place. Several hundred aggressive zombies are trying to enter a large shopping center. People inside the shopping center have barricaded the entrance doors with furniture and are trying to hold off the monsters. Zhao sees a large window on the upper floors of the building and intends to climb up there to see what is happening inside. A young man inside a shopping center comforts his injured sister. People around him demand that the guy immediately throw his sister out into the street because she was bitten by a zombie. The girl demands the guy to immediately get rid of his sister, since she will soon become a zombie and can destroy all the people inside. The guy says that the wounded girl is his own sister and he cannot raise a hand against her. The girl insists that the guy kill his sister immediately, explaining to him that his sister is no longer human. The guy's name is Dennis. He asks the girl to be more humane since his wounded sister saved her life. Sister Dennis is conscious. The girl says that she does not want to become an ugly zombie. The surrounding people demand that Denis immediately get rid of his wounded sister. Otherwise, they will destroy them both. Dennis screams at those around him, threatening to kill anyone who touches his sister. A huge man rushes at Denis, intending to destroy the guy and his sister. Dennis has excellent boxing skills, which allows him to quickly deal with a huge man. An elderly businessman orders those around him to attack Denis altogether. Zhao and Chung carefully observe what is happening through the window. They believe that in extreme situations, people are prone to selfishness. The furious battle continues. Dennis repels the attacks of numerous opponents. Zhao is amazed by the tenacity of a guy who is ready to save a loved one at any cost. The main character intends to create a team of such people. The forces are too unequal. The people inside the business center defeat Denise. A man with a bat approaches the defeated Denise. He tells him that he will first deal with his sister and then destroy him. A man with a bat approaches the infected girl. Those around him demand that he immediately destroy her. The man raises his bat over his head to strike, and the voices of those around him are heard calling for the monster to be destroyed as quickly as possible. A loud sound of breaking glass is heard. This attracts people's attention. They look up. Zhao and Chung get inside through a broken window. The guy finds this place disgusting. People think that Zhao has appeared to save them and ask the guy to help them immediately. Zhao tells the people below that he can only save one person. An elderly businessman asks to save him. Since he is the president of a famous company, he promises to pay generously for the service. The girl begins to argue with an elderly businessman, considering herself too young and beautiful to die. Zhao shouts to Dennis and asks him what his name is. Dennis says his name. Dennis hopes that there is a way to save his wounded sister. The guy asks not to save Denise under any circumstances, since his sister was bitten by a zombie. Zhao invites Dennis to join him and become part of the team. Dennis accepts the guy's offer. Zhao tells people that after he saves Dennis and his sister, he will leave a rope so that everyone can get out. The girl apologizes to Denis for her behavior. She explains this by saying that she was very scared. The girl turns out to be Dennis's fiancée. She says that she still loves the guy very much. The voice of Dennis is heard, telling the girl that now they have nothing in common. Zhao and Cheng examine Sister Dennis. The wounded girl is feeling very bad. Dennis's sister moans quietly and coughs up dark liquid. Soon the girl will turn into a monster. Cheng asks Zhao if there is any way to save Dennis's injured sister. Dennis says that he will not leave his sister and will be with her until the very end. Zhao invites his team to leave the business center and find a safe place. The main character and his team find shelter in an abandoned warehouse. Dennis reassures his sister. He promises her to find a doctor soon. Chung considers the situation hopeless. The girl is very worried about Dennis and his sister. Zhao understands that the injured girl is too weak, and even if there is a cure, there is no chance that she will remain human. The main character tells Dennis that there is only one way to help his sister. Dennis asks what this way is. Zhao invites the guy to take the fire axe from him and stop the girl's suffering. Dennis says that even if his sister becomes a zombie, he will not allow anyone to hurt her. Chung invites the guy to look at the situation realistically. The girl believes that her sister cannot be saved. The wounded sister tells Dennis that she doesn't want to turn into an ugly zombie. She asks her brother to kill her before she attacks everyone. Sister Dennis asks Zhao and Chung to look after her brother after her death. Zhao promises the girl to keep an eye on her brother and not let him do anything stupid. The wounded sister Dennis tells her brother that she will watch him from heaven and loses consciousness. Dennis cries and screams loudly. He tries to bring his sister back to consciousness. Zhao demands Dennis to immediately destroy the girl, as she has begun to turn into a zombie. Sister Dennis has turned into a zombie. She makes inarticulate sounds and begins to approach her brother. Zhao understands that Dennis cannot raise a hand against his sister. Even after she became a zombie, the main character delivers a precise blow and destroys the monster. A large fire is burning in the backyard of the warehouse. Dennis and his new friend say goodbye to his sister. Zhao extends his hand to Dennis and invites the guy to join his squad. The main character and his friends decide to spend the night in an expensive hotel. Zhao introduces Dennis to Cheng. The guy briefly talks about himself and his new girlfriend. Cheng asks Dennis to tell about herself, since the girl knows nothing about the guy. Dennis says that he comes from a poor family, their parents died early, and he was left alone with his sister. The guy studied martial art to become a master and feed his sister. Cheng asks Denny not to despair. She is sure that such a good guy will do well in the future. Zhao tells his new friends that he hears the sounds of approaching zombies. Chung is surprised by the protagonist's abilities, since she herself is unable to hear the approaching zombies. Zhao temporarily acquires the ability not only to hear zombies, but also to clearly see them from a distance. The girl does not understand where the zombies in the corridor could have come from, because before that they checked the entire hotel. Zhao invites Dennis to go out into the corridor and immediately deal with the zombies. The main character asks Dennis to turn off his fear. He tells the guy that this will help in the battle. The zombies in the corridor discover the students and immediately rush to attack. Zhao, with the help of his fire axe, deftly deals with numerous zombies, and for each killed monster, he is awarded points. Dennis barely fights off the zombies, while another monster sneaks up on him from behind. The zombie, who crept up from behind, jumps on Dennis and knocks the guy to the floor. Chung opens the door of the room and screams loudly. The loud noise attracts the attention of the zombies, which saves Dennis from imminent death as all the monsters rush at the girl. Dennis continues to fight the zombie, but cannot cope with it and throw it aside. Zhao and Cheng watch his struggle. The girl asks the guy why he doesn't want to help his new friend. Zhao believes that Dennis should cope on his own, since the guy does not need a weakling on the team. Zhao invites the girl to leave and leave Dennis alone with the zombie that attacked him. Dennis becomes furious at Zhao's words. He throws off the zombie and begins to vigorously beat the monster. Zhao and Chung carefully watch Dennis's fight. The girl is surprised where the guy got so much strength. Zhao approaches Denny to stop the guy. He tells him that the zombie is already dead. Dennis is in a state of clouded consciousness. He turns to Zhao and raises his hand to strike. Zhao effectively blocks the guy's blow and tells his new friend to calm down. Dennis is very angry with Zhao because the guy did not help him in difficult times, but simply watched the fight indifferently. Zhao responds to Dennis, saying that he saved him so that the guy would help fight and not be a useless burden. Zhao wants Dennis to stop thinking about his sister and not show pity towards the monsters. Dennis apologizes to Zhao and asks for forgiveness for being too impulsive and not understanding the guy's actions. Dennis thanks Zhao for saving him and promises not to be so soft in the future. Zhao and his friends watch a news broadcast that states that the government has created a base where they are collecting all the survivors. Chung asks Zhao why he is so upset. The guy tells her that the base will not solve all problems. Zhao says that tens of millions of people live in the province, and the base can accommodate no more than 100,000. The guy worries about the fate of people who will not have time to get into the defense base. In addition, Zhao is worried about where the government will get resources to support people's livelihoods. Cheng wonders what they will do next, go to the base or stay in the city. Zhao decides that he needs to move towards the base, but not to place high hopes on it. The main character tells his friends that they don't need to trust everyone and rely only on themselves. The conversation between Zhao and his friends is interrupted by a laser beam that appears in their room. Zhao realizes that the laser beam is coming from the opposite building. He goes to the window to determine the source of the radiation. In the building opposite, there are people who begin to be very happy that they saw Zhao and his team in the next building. Zhao begins to shout to the people in the building opposite, but the guy quickly realizes that they are far away and cannot hear him. Dennis tells his friends that he masters the art of conveying information through gestures. The guy is trying to convey information using gestures, but the people in the building opposite do not understand him. Zhao is going to cross the street and help the trapped survivors. Wiping is the CEO of the company, and he and his employees are in a locked building. Company employees tell Wiping that they saw living people in the hotel opposite. Wiping takes the binoculars from his subordinate and carefully peers at the building opposite. The CEO tells his staff that he doesn't see 3 students. The chairman of the company named Binyan and her secretary enter the office. Wiping reports to the company chairman that employees have found 3 students in the building across the street. He believes that the students are not able to help and save the company's employees. The secretary of the company's chairman is called Tong, and she asks Wiping how the corporation's employees are feeling. Wiping reports that people are very hungry and demoralized, and employees have not eaten for 2 days. The CEO of the company asks Tong for permission to send a detachment to explore and get food. The girl believes that such an outing would be unsafe. Wiping responds to Binyan. He says that it is necessary to do something and not sit still, waiting for help. Binyan suggests contacting the military and expecting help. She believes that employees should not risk their lives. Binyan asks employees to have faith in the government and not lose hope. She hopes that everyone will be rescued soon. Wiping harbors a grudge against Binyan. He considers his boss a stupid woman. Mr. Yamada comes into the room. He is very dissatisfied with the current situation. Yamada demands a safe evacuation for him immediately, or he threatens to file a lawsuit when he returns home. Binyan and Tong apologize to Mr. Yamada. They deeply regret that the outbreak caused him inconvenience. Binyan promises Mr. Yamada to fully compensate for all losses after the situation returns to normal. The chairman of the company asks Wiping to take Mr. Yamada to the office to rest. Tong's secretary doubts that the military will send anyone to rescue the corporation's employees. Binyan asks Tong not to escalate the situation. She believes that the government will organize an evacuation soon. Tong is worried about the situation and tells Binyan that food supplies are almost gone. Binyan hopes that the military and rescuers will find them and provide assistance in the near future. Mr. Yamada greatly regrets visiting the corporate office and expresses his dissatisfaction with the secretaries. Wiping asks Mr. Yamada to give him some food. The CEO says he hasn't eaten for several days. Mr. Yamada answers Wiping that he does not intend to share food supplies with him. He demands that he not interfere with his rest and leave the office immediately. At the last moment, Mr. Yamada asks Wiping to stop. He promises to share food with him if the CEO fulfills his request. Mr. Yamada tells Wiping that Binyan is the most beautiful woman he has ever seen. He promises to share food if the CEO brings the girl to him. Wiping finds such a request very difficult since Binyan is his boss. Yamada promises to appoint Wiping as a director of the company if he complies with his request. Wiping considers such an offer a godsend and agrees to fulfill Mr. Yamada's request. Mr. Yamada throws a loaf of bread to the CEO and says that he always keeps his word. Zhao and his friends enter the building where the corporation's employees are located. Chung notices that there is deathly silence in the building. Dennis assumes that the zombies have left the room. Zhao informs his friends that there are at least 20 zombies on the floor. Dennis and Chung are very surprised at the guy's abilities, since they themselves do not hear any suspicious sounds. Zhao activates the virtual vault, and mannequins with huge battle swords appear in front of him. He takes a combat sword from one of the mannequins and hands it to the surprised Dennis. The guy believes that Dennis's effectiveness will greatly increase if he uses a combat sword. Dennis appreciates the combat sword, noting its sharp edge and good balance. A loud roar is heard, and a moment later a crowd of angry zombies attacks Zhao and his friends. Zhao asks Dennis to stay put and protect Cheng while he deals with the zombies. Wiping comes into Binyan's office and tells the girl that he has an important proposal that needs to be discussed. Tong asks the CEO what he wants to offer Binyan. Wiping tells the girls that they have no food left and are in danger of not surviving until rescuers arrive. The CEO reports that he and Mr. Yamada have come up with a plan to save the corporation's employees. Tong warns Binyan. She says that she feels threatened by Mr. Yamada. Wiping invites the girls to go to Mr. Yamada's office to discuss the rescue plan together. Dennis, using his combat sword, mercilessly destroys aggressive zombies. Chung is very surprised by the effective sword technique that Dennis uses. Zhao and his team approach the elevator. They decide that it will be unsafe to use the elevator. They decide to use the ventilation shaft to get to the upper floors. Wei asks Mr. Yamada for permission to enter the office to discuss the rescue plan. Mr. Yamada lounges imposingly in his chair and greets Binyan and Tong. Binyan is ready to discuss the rescue plan that Mr. Yamada came up with together with Wei. Tong looks carefully at the table where there is a large amount of food. She expresses her dissatisfaction with Mr. Yamada. He has large supplies, but nevertheless he asks for food. Mr. Yamada answers her. He says that he forgot about the food that was in his luggage. Tong does not believe Mr. Yamada's words. She believes that in such a difficult moment, it is necessary to share food with other people. The chairman of the Binyan company tries to calm Tong down. The girl believes that now is not the time to escalate the situation. Mr. Yamada pounces on Binyan and offers the girls his food supplies in exchange for the favor. Tong is very shocked by Yamada's behavior and demands that such behavior stop immediately. Mr. Yamada says he will pay for the service with a huge amount of food. He throws the chairman of the Binyan company onto a chair and attacks the girl. Tong demands the immediate release of Binyan and rushes to the aid of the defenseless girl. Wei stops Tong, who is running towards his boss, and he strikes her with a strong blow. Mr. Yamada praises Wei. He tells the man that it is a good job. Binyan screams loudly and calls for help. She demands to be released immediately. Yamada tells the girl that no one will hear her screams since the office is well soundproofed and the corporation's employees are in the conference room. Suddenly, Zhao and his team fall into the room. The ventilation shaft passed through Mr. Yamada's office. Zhao carefully looks around the room and immediately understands what is happening here. Tong shouts loudly, asking Zhao and his friends to protect them from Mr. Yamada and Wei. Mr. Yamada calls the students idiots and demands that they leave the office premises immediately. Chung tells Mr. Yamada that such behavior is disgusting and demands that the company chairman be released immediately. Dennis calls Yamada and Wei vile creatures. The guy intends to destroy them both. Mr. Yamada knows martial arts. He deftly dodges Dennis's blow and gets into a fighting stance. Dennis realizes that despite his unimpressive appearance, Mr. Yamada is a serious opponent. Tong runs up to Binyan. She tries to calm her down and says that everything will be fine. Mr. Yamada demands that Denise put away his sword, suggesting that he fight unarmed like a man. Dennis agrees and puts his combat sword aside, relying on his skills and strength in hand-to-hand combat. Mr. Yamada declares that he will destroy the guy. He delivers a series of powerful blows. Dennis successfully blocks the enemy's blows and prepares for a counterattack. Cheng asks if Dennis needs help. Zhao replies that the guy can handle it on his own. Mr. Yamada jumps and hits Dennis with both legs. The guy continues to deftly defend himself. Dennis successfully implements the hold and applies a throw, causing Mr. Yamada to fall to the floor. Mr. Yamada cannot get up after a successful technique. He lies on the floor and wheezes quietly. Dennis decides not to finish off his opponent. He turns and heads towards his friends. At this time, Mr. Yamada takes out a knife and tries to attack the unsuspecting guy from behind. Dennis blocks the enemy's hand, which contains the knife, and strikes him with a strong blow to the head. Chung is very outraged by the behavior of Mr. Yamada, since he suggested fighting in hand-to-hand combat, and he himself cowardly used edged weapons. Dennis thanks Zhao for helping him choose the right path to protect the weak and defenseless. Zhao believes that Dennis has always been a fair and noble young man. The doors to the office open and excited corporate employees rush into the room. Wei falls to his knees. He says that Mr. Yamada forced him to do this and asks for mercy. Tong is full of anger and hatred. The girl approaches Wei and strikes him hard. The corporation's employees attack Wei, intending to beat up the traitor. Binyan orders the beating to stop. She wants the corporation employees to tie up Yamada and Wei and lock them in a utility room. Mr. Yamada tells the corporation employees that they do not know who they are dealing with and demands that they release him immediately. Tong and the chairman of Binyan thank Zhao and his friends for their assistance. Binyan tries to calm down after suffering an attack. Her assistant Tong meets Zhao and his team. Chung recognizes Binyan as a Business Academy graduate who is an honorary representative of the university. Zhao recalls that last summer he came to Binyan for an internship, but his application was rejected. Binyan answers the guy. She tells him that the company's employees are highly qualified specialists who made a fair decision. Binyan believes that refusing the internship was the right decision, but promises to study applicants more carefully in the future. One of the company employees asks Binyan when the military will come to their aid. He tells the girl that they have no connection with the outside world. Zhao tells company employees not to rely heavily on military help. The man is upset by this information. He hopes that there is some way out of this situation and asks Zhao to help them. Zhao says that there are a large number of zombies around the building, and if you get out, they will immediately attack people. The voice of the main character is heard, telling Binyan that he has options for salvation, but he and his friends need to get a good rest first. Binyan and her subordinates leave the office. The girl asks her assistant to find plans for the building in preparation for the evacuation. A corporate employee asks Binyan if she has any food left. He tells the girl that people haven't eaten for several days. Tong answers the man. She says that all the food available has already been distributed to the company's employees earlier. A man comes into the room. He is in high spirits and says that he has food. Binyan realizes that the man is holding a backpack that belongs to Zhao. The man says that as soon as the three teenagers left the office, he snuck inside and stole their backpack with food. Binyan is outraged by the actions of her employee and demands that the backpack be returned immediately. The man believes that it is impossible to think about morality at this time and offers to eat the stolen food. Binyan continues to consider his employee's act immoral, since the backpack was stolen from people who were going to help them. A corporate employee tells Binyan that the students are bluffing. He has explored the building and believes that there is no other way out other than the ventilation shaft. The men intend to eat the stolen food and then go on reconnaissance to inspect the surrounding area. Using a ventilation shaft, a corporation employee descends to the first floor of the building. Other men join him. They try not to make noise so as not to attract the attention of the zombies. The man tells his colleagues that the students have been deceiving them since they do not observe any zombies. Corporation employees are walking along the first floor of the building. They believe that Zhao and his friends have misled the company's chairman. Suddenly, one of the men sees a dead zombie around the corner. He is very scared and is unable to contain his scream. The squad leader notices an unusual object on the dead zombie's waist belt. The excited exclamations of the corporation's employees can be heard. The dead zombie had the keys to all the premises of the task hanging on his belt. Suddenly, the man is grabbed by the arm, and the zombie lying on the floor begins to move. The corporation's employees run back in horror. The zombie gets to its feet and begins to slowly walk towards people. The zombie growls loudly. He stretches his arms forward and runs towards the frightened people. The man grabs a large stone statue and hits it on the zombie's head with all his might. Corporation employees praise the man. They say that he is a brave warrior. Zhao and his friends are walking down a long corridor. They think that people who call themselves the elite are pretty stupid when it comes to security. Zhao considers the management's decision to block the door of their company and leave the entrance open very stupid. The guy says that the higher a person's position, the more responsibility he should have to his subordinates. Chung believes that Zhao is a natural leader with strong analytical skills. Zhao and his friends enter the office. They immediately notice that a backpack has disappeared from the table. The students come to the office of the chairman of the Binyan Corporation. They tell her that their backpack is missing. Young people see empty food packaging in the office that was in their backpack. They demand immediate explanations. Zhao asks Binyan why the corporation employees treated them so meanly. Tong agrees that this act is disgusting and is willing to compensate for any inconvenience caused in the future. Dennis says that Tong and the corporation's employees are unscrupulous people who repaid their help with theft. Binyan explains that the food was needed to feed the men who went on exploration, and they would soon return with provisions. Zhao believes that the corporation's employees may not return. He asks Binyan how much time has passed since they left. Binyan and Tong try to remember what time the employees left. They think more than 2 hours have passed. With the help of the found keys, the men enter the restaurant and eat the prepared lunch with great pleasure. One of the employees offers to go back. His colleague does not want to go back and suggests creating his own squad. The man says that he is tired of obeying stupid management, and besides, they have keys to all rooms of the building and food supplies. The corporation's employees decide to stay and appoint a man named Chun as their commander. Chun tells them that they have always been good colleagues. He thanks them for their trust. The man believes that they will have a better chance of staying alive if they act on their own. The conversation of the corporation's employees is interrupted by a loud sound. The men stop eating and turn around. Chun orders the corporation's employees to suppress their fear. He says that zombies are stupid and slow creatures that can be destroyed without any problems. The men arm themselves with improvised objects and sticks and take a defensive position. The door to the restaurant is broken down by a zombie rushing inside. He is very different from the monsters the men had seen before. The men are very surprised at how fast the zombie moves. Tong is very worried that the reconnaissance squad of the corporation's employees has not yet returned. Zhao tells the girls that most likely the corporation's employees are already dead. Tong demands that the students immediately rescue the men who went on reconnaissance. Dennis does not intend to help the corporation employees after they stole their food. Their argument is interrupted by Zhao, who reports that they have the opportunity to save people in trouble, but to do this he asks them to beg him. Tong reacts emotionally to the guy's words. She believes that the young man is insubordinate. Zhao states that any service must be paid for, especially for such as rescuing corporate employees. Binyan agrees to the guy's terms. She begs him to save his employees. Zhao finds Binyan's words insincere and unconvincing and asks her to try harder. The guy tells Binyan that people like her have always been at the top of the social ladder and considered themselves better than others. But now the world has changed. Chung believes that it is necessary to help the corporation's trapped employees. Zhao answers the girl. The guy says that he will definitely help people, but he had to teach the arrogant Binyan a lesson. Dennis is about to go to the bottom floor with Zhao. The guy asks him to stay in order to protect the girls. In case of a zombie attack, Zhao asks you to hide in one of the rooms and wait for him. Chung asks the guy to be careful and says that he will look forward to his return. Zhao uses the ventilation shaft to reach the first floor of the building. The guy's attention is drawn to the open door. He is about to check the room. Zhao notices a strange noise coming from the boxes in the corner. The guy comes closer and sees that behind the boxes are the bodies of corporation employees who were torn to pieces by zombies. Zhao feels that he is not alone in the room. He takes out his fire axe and gets into a fighting stance. A huge zombie comes out to meet the guy. He looks attentively at Zhao and growls loudly. Zhao sees that the zombie that stands in front of him is very different from the slow and unintelligent monsters he has encountered before. The guy understands that this type of zombie is mutated. It is much faster and stronger than ordinary zombies. The monster rushes at the guy. Zhao dodges its blows with great difficulty. He strikes with his fire axe, but the zombie jumps and dodges the blow. The guy with great difficulty manages to fend off the blows of the mutated zombie. Zhao throws an empty box at the monster to distract its attention. The zombie roars loudly and looks around the room. He cannot understand where the guy hid. Zhao jumps off the cabinet he was hiding on and hits the zombie in the head with his axe. The guy is attracted by a strange crystal that is in the head of a defeated monster. The voice of a virtual god is heard congratulating Zhao for finding the core. The virtual god reveals that the core is a crystal that was formed in the mutant's brain, which can be used to increase one's own characteristics. Zhao remembers that for killing zombies, he is awarded stats and experience points. The guy is going to exchange the crystal and purchased points for food and weapons in a virtual store. The virtual god informs the guy that the white crystal he has can only be exchanged for a small amount of food. Zhao notices the remains of lunch on the floor. He realizes that the corporation employees have decided to betray Binyan. The guy returns to the upper floors. He runs into the room in a joyful mood and reports that he brought his friends a lot of tasty things. Zhao is in an empty room. He cannot understand where his friends went. The guy hears cries for help. He opens the door of the next room and rushes inside. Dennis is sitting on the floor, holding the wounded Cheng in his arms and asking the girl not to die. Tong demands that Mr. Yamada release Binyan immediately or she threatens to destroy him. Mr. Yamada and Wei Ping manage to escape from the warehouse and took Binyan hostages. Zhao immediately rushes to Chung. He asks his friend what happened while he was away. Dennis says that Mr. Yamada and his accomplice broke out. Chung tried to protect Binyan and received a mortal wound. Tong plaintively asks the protagonist to help her save the chairman of the Binyan Corporation. Cheng apologizes for not staying in her room and getting into a fight. Mr. Yamada says that the girl is to blame herself. She should not have tried to protect Binyan. Zhao goes into a state of rage. He is angry that the management did not organize reliable security for the prisoners. Zhao tries to stop the bleeding. He asks the girl not to talk or make sudden movements. Chung tells Zhao that at the very beginning of their communication, she did not have feelings for him. Chung's voice is heard telling Zhao that she fell in love with him later. The girl says that over time she realized that Zhao was a good guy with whom she felt safe. Chung did not count much on mutual feelings. She was quite happy with being a comrade in arms. The girl wishes Zhao to find a good partner in life in the future and asks him to take care of her. Zhao cannot contain his emotions. He presses the girl tightly to his chest and screams loudly. Mr. Yamada tells Zhao that his loss is small. He offers the guy Binyan in exchange for his life. Yamada thinks the company's chairman, Binyan, is much more handsome and attractive than Chung. The main character's eyes become bloodshot, and he begins to slowly approach Mr. Yamada. Yamada orders Zhao to stop. He is going to kill the hostage if the guy takes one more step. Zhao says that he is not interested in the life of the hostage, since Chung died because of her. Mr. Yamada reveals that he is not joking. He intends to kill Binyan. Zhao continues to provoke Yamada. The guy says that he doesn't care about Binyan's life. The main character comes very close. This allows him to grab Mr. Yamada's hand and free Binyan. At this time, Wiping sneaks up behind Zhao and swings a large vase to hit the guy on the head. Zhao notices Wiping approaching him in time and he kicks him hard. The guy disarms Mr. Yamada. He asks who killed Cheng. Wiping says in a frightened voice that Cheng was killed by Mr. Yamada. Zhao uses a painful technique to twist Mr. Yamada's arm and plunge a sharp knife into it. Binyan tells the guy that Wiping is lying. She says that he killed Chung. Wiping says he didn't mean to do this, he was just trying to scare the girl. The CEO asks to be spared. He says that he has a small son. Zhao informs him that he will not kill him. The main character reports that he has another way to carry out justice. Zhao goes to the control panel. He presses the button to turn on the siren. People around him have to cover their ears from the loud sound of the siren. They don't understand why the guy turned on the sound signal. The guy informs others that there are a large number of zombies around the building. A loud sound will attract their attention. The zombies hear a loud siren and begin to gather at the entrance to the building. Mr. Yamada calls Zhao crazy. He says that zombies are about to break into the building. Zhao opens the front door to throw Wiping outside to the angry zombies. Wiping knocks on the doors with all his might. He asks to open the doors and let him inside. A huge number of zombies instantly surround the CEO and attack him. Wiping's wild scream is heard, and in a matter of seconds, aggressive monsters tear his body to pieces. Tong is unable to look at what is happening. She turns away and covers her face with her hands. Mr. Yamada asks Zhao to come to his senses. He is trying to pay off with big money. Yamada asks to die at the hands of a human. He does not want to be burned by zombies. Zhao orders him to be locked in a utility room. Zhao passes by Binyan. The girl tries to talk to the guy, but he ignores her and passes by. Binyan sits at her desk. She considers herself to blame for what happened. The corporation employee tells Binyan that the reconnaissance team has not returned and asks the girl about her future plans. Binyan believes that she is unworthy to be the chairman of the company because she is unable to take care of people. The girl is very upset because she allowed the company employees to go on reconnaissance. Binyan believes that she made the wrong decision, which led to the death of people. The girl decides that from now on she will protect her employees and take care of their lives. Zhao sits for a long time opposite the bed on which the body of the murdered Chung is located. The guy believes that Chung should have first of all thought about herself and not saved someone else's life at the cost of her own. Binyan opens the door to the room. She stands on the threshold and looks at Zhao sitting in a chair. The guy asks what she is doing here. Binyan replies that she wanted to say goodbye to the man who saved her life. Binyan tells the guy that she knows that he hates her and asks him to help the corporation employees who are not to blame for anything. Zhao tells the girl that Chung always wanted a dress as expensive as hers, but could not afford it. Binyan says he will organize everything and find an expensive dress for Chung. Zhao says that Chung wanted exactly her dress and asks the girl to undress right now. Binyan believes that the guy just wants to humiliate her. Zhao tells the girl that she is alive, only thanks to Chung. Zhao tells her that successful people consider themselves the elite of society, but in reality they are selfish and hypocritical. Binyan understands that all her life she did not give in to anyone and did not respect other people. She believed that all her actions were correct. Binyan tells Zhao that he promised to save the corporation's employees and begins to take off his dress. Zhao tells the girl that no action will bring Chung back to life. He asks Binyan to leave. The main character asks Binyan to gather the corporation's employees in a conference room in an hour. The girl hopes that Zhao will save her people. Zhao asks the girl to leave the room immediately before he changes his mind. The guy asks Chung for forgiveness for not being able to save her. He thanks the girl for her support and faith in him. Zhao carries Chung's body to the balcony on the upper floors of the building. The guy intends to burn Chung's body. He pours gasoline on him and throws a burning lighter. Fire engulfs the girl's body, and the guy's voice is heard saying that he will never forget her. Corporation employees want to know from Zhao how they can leave the building. Dennis tells the guy that after the siren turns on, the building is surrounded by a huge number of zombies. Mr. Yamada calls Zhao. The prisoner asks the guy what he is going to do. The main character asks Mr. Yamada not to worry. He says that he will not kill him and will take him with him. Zhao and the corporation's employees are slowly moving through a narrow ventilation shaft. Through the ventilation grill, people observe a large number of zombies inside the building. Tong is very worried. The girl is afraid that they will all die. Binyan calms down his secretary. Zhao ties Mr. Yamada's arms with rope and throws him down as zombie bait. Mr. Yamada is hanging in the air at a considerable distance from the zombies. The monsters are trying to reach him. Zhao tells the corporation employees that they need to hurry while Mr. Yamada distracts the zombies. Corporation employees climb out of the ventilation shaft and move towards the exit. People try to open the door, but the entrance door to the building is locked. Binyan informs those present that there is a fire exit on the other side of the building. Mr. Yamada's secretaries remain in the ventilation shaft, trying to save their boss. The girls pull the rope and drag Mr. Yamada into the ventilation shaft. Yamada hugs the girls tightly and thanks them for saving him from certain death. A moment later, Mr. Yamada grabs the girls and throws them down into a crowd of angry zombies. In a sarcastic manner, Mr. Yamada says that he will take care of the girls' families when he arrives home. While the secretaries distract the zombies' attention to themselves, Yamada flees for her life. People quickly run to the fire exit, located on the opposite side of the building. Suddenly, their attention is drawn to the sound of car brakes and gunshots. Mr. Yamada appears in the building, and from a car he shoots at people with a gun. Zhao realizes the gravity of the situation and orders everyone to find shelter immediately. Mr. Yamada continues to shoot randomly and non-stop at the corporation's employees. Zhao and Binyan took cover behind a nearby wall. The guy is considering his further actions. Tong was unable to maintain her balance. She fell to the floor. The girl lies in the open space and screams loudly. Mr. Yamada believes that people do not have the slightest chance to survive. He intends to kill every single one. Dennis grabs the dining table, with which he intends to protect himself from bullets, and rushes to Tong's aid. The guy takes Tong in his arms and tries to reach the shelter as quickly as possible. The girl begins to get very hysterical. She clings to Denny and thanks him for saving her. Mr. Yamada continues to mercilessly shoot corporate employees. Binyan is going to help his subordinates, but Zhao forbids the girl to come out of hiding. Dennis doesn't know what to do next. He asks Zhao if he has any plan. Zhao uses his ring and activates the virtual store system. The virtual god informs the guy that he does not have the opportunity to buy good weapons. Zhao asks for items on loan. The virtual god informs the guy that he cannot lend things from the store. He is forced to follow the rules. Dennis and Binyan carefully watch the guy. They don't understand who he's talking to. Zhao asks Dennis to distract Mr. Yamada's attention. The guy looks out from behind the table and calls Yamada a fat freak. While Mr. Yamada was trying to destroy Dennis, Zhao sneaked up on him from the back of the car. Zhao tells Mr. Yamada that the last seconds of his life are coming. The guy presses a button and activates an explosive device, which he quietly threw under the bottom of the car. Young people watch as Mr. Yamada's car burns out. Dennis is very surprised where Zhao got the explosive device and asks the guy about it. Binyan sees that almost all of the corporation's employees have been destroyed. She cannot hold back her tears. Zhao tells the remaining people that there will be zombies here soon, and they need to leave this place immediately. The main character examines the local area and intends to find a working car. Of all the corporation's employees, Tong, Binyan, and a young girl were the only survivors. Binyan believes that she cannot be the chairman of the company because she failed to protect her subordinates. Dennis realizes that the girls have nowhere to go and they have no escape plan. He invites them to join him and Zhao. The main character asks Denise when he started making decisions alone. Dennis asks the guy to take the girls with him, since otherwise they will be destroyed by zombies. He says that if Chung had survived, she would definitely have taken the girls with her. Zhao agrees with the guy's proposal and asks him to quickly take a seat in the truck. Dennis tells the girls that they have little time left. He asks them to hurry up and get into the car. Young people using a truck leave the central areas of the city. The girls and Dennis are in the container of the truck. Tong looks attentively at the guy. Tong asks him how long he has known Zhao. She makes the assumption that the guy is not a classmate of the main character. Dennis tells the girl that he met Zhao quite recently when he saved his life. The guy tells his story about how he was blocked in the business center where his sister died. Dennis is grateful to Zhao for saving him and from now on considers him his older brother. Tong asks the guy if he has a girlfriend. Dennis replies that he broke up with her. Tong tells the guy that from today she will be his girlfriend. Dennis perceives her words with great surprise. Tong says that she fell in love with the guy, and from now on he must be responsible for her. The girl tells the guy that he will not regret it, since she is smart, beautiful, and attractive. Tong informs the nearby girls that from now on Dennis is her boyfriend. The truck stops. Zhao opens the doors of the container. He says that they will continue their further journey tomorrow. Zhao and his new team are located in the outskirts of the city, in a scientific research area. Binyan recognizes this place as her corporation was involved in investments in this project. Zhao says that there is a canteen nearby. He invites his new friends to spend the night there. Dennis finds a large amount of fresh vegetables and fruits inside the dining room. He is glad that they will have a delicious dinner. Denny asks the girls present which of them will cook the food. The third girl who survived is called Royan. She is ready to cook dinner, although she is not sure whether everyone will like her food. Zhao agrees with the girl's proposal. He says that now the main thing is not to die of hunger. Dennis approaches Zhao, who is sitting at the table, and offers him a can of beer. Zhao replies that he rarely drinks alcohol, and now is not the time to relax. Dennis tells the guy that in this case he will drink all the beer himself. After some time, Zhao decides to join his friend. They chat and drink beer. Binyan asks Tong if she really wants to be Dennis's girlfriend. Tong replies that Dennis is not a rich or famous person, but he is kind and caring. After a while, Tong tells the truth to Binyan. She wants to have a man next to her who will protect her. The girl says that in the current situation, it is necessary to have a strong person next to you so as not to feel fear. Tong tells Binyan that she needs to act before it is too late. She suggests that the girl start a relationship with Zhao. Tong suggests seducing the guy as quickly as possible before another girl takes him for herself. Binyan considers a relationship impossible since Zhao hates her after everything that happened. Tong considers herself the more experienced woman and tells Binyan that she will succeed. Tong enters the room, asks for help. She calls Dennis her husband. Zhao is very surprised by the girl's words and asks Dennis when the relationship began between them. Screams and sounds of struggle are heard in the room. The guys immediately get up from the table. Zhao and his friends run to the sounds of fighting. They realize that Royan is in danger. In the far corner of the room, the girl was attacked by a huge zombie dog. Royan is unable to resist it. The girl slowly raises her head. She looks at Zhao and his friends and asks them to run away immediately. A huge zombie dog rushes at Zhao. The guy orders Dennis to take the girls away. Dennis grabs the girls by the hands and tries to drag them away. They don't want to leave the wounded Royan. Zhao takes out his fire axe and hits the zombie dog hard. The blow did not cause any damage to the zombie dog. The guy retreats to the wall, taking a defensive position. Zhao understands that in front of him is a high-level mutated zombie who has a quick reaction and colossal vitality. The guy believes that in a normal fight he cannot cope with the zombie dog, so he tries to lure it into a trap. Dennis orders the girls to hide in the staff room, which is nearby, and he intends to return to help Zhao. Royan, after being bitten by a zombie dog, turned into a monster. She gets to her feet and begins to approach the young people. Tong doesn't understand that the girl has turned into a zombie. She asks Royan how she feels. Royan raises his head and lets out a terrible scream. The girls realize with horror that their subordinate has become a zombie. Dennis orders the girls to step aside and hide behind him. The guy gets into a fighting stance. He is ready to repel the attacking zombie. Dennis jumps in the air and delivers a powerful kick to the monster. Zhao runs away from the zombie dog, intending to lure the monster into a trap. The guy hid in the kitchen. The zombie dog can't find the guy. She hits the floor with her paw and makes a loud roar. Zhao comes out of hiding. He tells the zombie dog that he is stupid and starts teasing him. The zombie dog jumps to its feet and attacks the guy in a furious attack. The monster cannot calculate the distance and crashes into the door of a metal cabinet with all its strength. Zhao kills the trapped zombie dog with a powerful blow from a fire axe. The virtual god congratulates the guy on successfully killing a mutated zombie and awards 2 experience points. Zhao climbs into the closet, trying to find a mutated core in the zombie's severed head. The guy believes that the mutated core should be worth a lot, but the virtual god informs him that animals do not have cores. Dennis comes into the kitchen and asks the guy who he was just talking to. Dennis is jealous of Zhao's fighting qualities and asks the guy to teach him how to fight just as effectively. Zhao asks his friend how the girls are feeling. The guy replies that he sent the girls to the shower because zombie blood got on them. The guy is surprised that there are not a large number of zombies around. He asks everyone to be on guard. Dennis tells Zhao that Royan has died, and now the guy doesn't know who will cook dinner for them. The girls praise Zhao for the cooked dinner, noting that it looks beautiful and smells delicious. Zhao tells his friends that he learned to cook while living in a student dormitory. Tong thinks the girls are lucky to have Zhao because he can cook well. Dennis answers Tong. He says that cooking is not a man's job, but a woman's responsibility. Tong says that women are born to do fine things, and hard work is the responsibility of men. Zhao says that now he doesn't care who anyone was before, and that the days when girls were leaders and commanded people are gone. Tong sees that the situation is heating up. She tries to change the topic and says that she was joking. Binyan drank a large amount of beer. The girl asks Zhao why he considers himself in charge. Binyan tells the guy that he always mocks her. The girl believes that being the chairman of a company is very hard and responsible work. Tong realizes that the girl drank and said a lot of unnecessary things. She tries to calm her down. Zhao is immersed in heavy thoughts. The guy realizes that he is treating Binyan very harshly. Tong tells her friend that she has been drinking a lot and needs to rest well. She brings the girl into the room and puts her on the bed. Binyan asks not to leave her alone and states that she can fight zombies on her own and survive without men. Binyan intends to defend himself and invites Tong to leave the group of guys tomorrow. The girl states that Zhao is a nasty, impudent, and arrogant young man, and that she has never met such people in her life. Binyan wakes up with a severe headache, suffering from a severe hangover. Zhao staggers along the corridor. Dennis offers to help the guy get to his room. Zhao refuses the offer of help and says that he feels fine. The main character remembers his past girlfriend. His thoughts are interrupted by sounds coming from the next room. Zhao looks into Binyan's room and watches the girl slowly change her clothes. The guy looks at Binyan, but sees his ex-girlfriend named Shin. Zhao slowly approaches Binyan and asks what she is doing here. Binyan says she is changing and asks the guy to leave her room immediately. Zhao is very drunk. He hugs the girl and tells her that he is glad to see her alive and unharmed. The guy believes that he is communicating with Shin and tells the girl that he loves her very much. Binhyun doesn't understand how Zhao can love her. She believes that the guy has been hating her all the time. Zhao says that he always loved the girl, but did not dare to say it because he thought that he was not worthy of her. The main character is going to use all his strength to protect the girl. Binhyun was very emotional. She did not expect to hear such words from Zhao. The main character hears a noise. He suddenly jumps out of bed and thinks that they were attacked by zombies. Tong and Dennis are standing on the threshold. The girl asks the guy why he sleeps naked in Binhyun's room. Tong attacks the guy, accusing him of taking advantage of Binhyun while the girl was drunk. Dennis asks the guy if he really did that. Zhao tries to collect his thoughts but cannot answer his friend. Zhao doesn't remember the previous evening well. He remembers that he drank a lot of beer and was dizzy. The guy experiences a strong feeling of shame. He does not understand how this could happen. Binhyun asks the guy not to feel guilty. She says that they are adults. Zhao believes that Dennis is to blame for what happened, since the guy forced him to drink beer. Zhao tells Binhyun that it was his fault and asks the girl to apologize for his behavior. Binhyun recalls that yesterday the guy said that he loves her and will protect her even at the cost of his life. The girl is overwhelmed with a feeling of anger and resentment. She calls the guy a bastard and hits him in the face. The attention of young people is attracted by shots that occur on the street. Zhao invites his friend to immediately go downstairs and see what is happening there. The guys ask the girls to hide in a safe place, and they run to the exit. On the street, a group of people are trying to escape from a crowd of zombies. One of the people shoots at the monsters with a pistol. A young man lags behind a group of people to save his wounded friend. The guy asks his friend to leave him and save himself, otherwise they may both die. The man orders the guy to abandon his wounded comrade and continue the retreat. The guy runs out of bullets in his pistol. The zombies take advantage of the moment and attack him. One of the zombies runs to a wounded comrade who is unable to defend himself. Suddenly, Zhao and Dennis appear on the street. They immediately enter into battle. The man, who hid behind a tree, is very surprised by the behavior of the young people, since they are not afraid of zombies. Zhao informs people on the street that there is a cafeteria nearby where they can take shelter. The guy thanks Zhao for his help. He is going to immediately take refuge in the cafeteria. The main character continues to destroy zombies. For each destroyed monster, he is awarded points. The virtual god informs the guy that he has scored the required number of points to increase his combat level. Dennis's voice is heard, warning the guy that a large group of zombies is approaching them. Zhao feels how the transition to a new combat level has improved his characteristics, and with new strength, he rushes against the superior forces of the monsters. The guy feels limitless power within himself. His perception of air currents and sounds has increased. Dennis does not understand where his friend got his enormous strength and colossal reaction. The surviving people run into the open doors of the cafeteria and are greeted by Tong and Binhyun. Tong is very excited. She thinks that you need to be careful with new people. A stranger tells others that his best friend has died, and he is going to bury him. The man demands that the guy immediately barricade the doors to prevent zombies from entering the cafeteria. Binhyun intends to stop the man and tells him that there are still people on the street. The man begins to barricade the door, telling the girls that most likely the young people are already dead. With a powerful kick, Zhao opens the door. The man flies to the side, falling to the floor. He is very surprised that Zhao and his friend survived. Tong rushes to Dennis. She hugs the guy tightly and says that she was very worried about him. Binhyun tells Zhao that she saw him bravely fight the zombies. The guy silently passes by. Binhyun invites Tong to go upstairs with her since she doesn't want to stay in Zhao's company. Tong tells Dennis that she needs to be with Binhyun and promises the guy to come back later. The man who survived is called Honey, and he carefully examines the girls standing opposite. Honey suggests barricading the doors immediately and orders everyone present to help him. Zhao asks the man not to be nervous and tells him that all the zombies on the street have been destroyed. Honey does not believe Zhao and says that he himself saw a huge number of zombies. He believes that such a number of monsters cannot be destroyed. Zhao invites the man to go outside and see for himself. The main character drags the man to the cafeteria exit and throws him out onto the street. Honey knocks on closed doors and demands to be let inside immediately. Zhao sharply opens the front doors. The man loses his balance and falls to the floor with a crash. Honey expresses his dissatisfaction to Zhao. He tells the guy that he is the son of influential people. The honey girl asks him to look at her pants. The man realizes that he is in an awkward situation. Dennis is very amused by the current situation and jokes rudely at Honey. The man tells his girlfriend not to laugh at him and stabs her hard. Honey orders his bodyguard to immediately deal with the young men and take the pants from one of them. The bodyguard tells the man that it is not his job to solve the diaper problem. Honey becomes furious and tells his bodyguard that if his order is not followed, he will not receive his salary this month. The man once again orders the bodyguard to take away one of the guy's pants. Honey is outraged by the fact that his father spends a huge amount of money every month on security. He considers this a sufficient condition for carrying out all his orders. The bodyguard calls Honey a stupid and spoiled person. He says that his loved one died because of him. Max demands that the man treat Zhao and his friend with respect, since the guys saved them from death. Honey does not intend to listen to such speeches from the subordinates whom his father hired to work. Zhao approaches Honey and gives him a prophylactic kick to his soft spot. Honey is outraged by what is happening. He believes that no one dares to treat a person of his level in such a way. Zhao tells the man that if he doesn't calm down, the guy will throw him out into the street among the zombies. Honey tells Zhao that his father will find out and will punish him severely for his behavior. Zhao asks the bodyguard's name and meets a guy named Max. The guy tells Max that he considers him a good person and invites him to join his squad. Zhao knows that Max did not abandon his close friend in a dangerous situation and says that he respects such people. Honey begins to get very nervous. He is afraid that he may be left without the protection of a bodyguard. Max thanks Zhao for saving him and tells him that he cannot join his squad. Dennis is very surprised by the guy's decision. He doesn't understand why he should protect a person like Honey. Max informs the young people that he has a contract. His moral principles oblige him to fulfill the terms of the contract. Zhao is very pleased with the guy's answer. He begins to respect him even more. Zhao believes that there is a solution to this situation, and it is the death of the employer. Honey experiences great fear from the guy's words. He threatens the guys with his powerful father. Dennis tells Honey that the man acted vilely. He barricaded the doors while the young people were still on the street. Dennis hates such people. He swings his combat sword to strike. Dennis's attack is suddenly blocked by Max's bodyguard. He holds the hand in which Dennis is holding the sword. Max apologizes to the guy. He says that he cannot allow anyone to harm his client. Dennis tells the guy that he intends to destroy Honey, and only death will stop him. Binyan informs Tong that she can no longer be on Zhao's team. The girl says that Zhao does not love her and uses her as a replacement for his beloved Shin. Binyan intends to leave Team Zhao. She believes it will be better for everyone. The girl asks her friend not to worry about her. She hopes to join the group of other survivors. Tong believes that Binyan is in love with Zhao and is trying to hide her feelings. Tong tells the girl that her guesses are correct, since Binyan was very embarrassed by her words. The girl assumes that Shin is already dead, so Binyan can take her place in the guy's heart. Tong thinks her friend is a beautiful girl. She hopes the guy won't be able to resist. Secretary Tong demands that Binyan pull himself together. She reminds that the girl led a large corporation and solved serious problems. During the conversation, Tong manages to convince the girl that Binyan intends to fight for the guy's heart. On the lower floor of the cafeteria, Dennis's hand-to-hand combat with Max's bodyguard continues. The girls hear noise coming from the lower hall. They see guys fighting and do not understand what is happening. Bodyguard Max demonstrates his graceful hand-to-hand combat technique. He manages to break Dennis's defense. He goes behind his back and performs a chokehold. Tong is very scared that her boyfriend is being strangled by Max's bodyguard. The girl asks him to stop and stop the fight. Dennis tells his opponent that he has good hand-to-hand combat skills. A moment later, Dennis performs a throw against which Max's bodyguard is defenseless. Zhao moves towards Honey and his girlfriend. The man is shaking in fear. Honey asks to spare him and not kill him. He promises a generous reward to the young people. Zhao says that the life of Honey and his girlfriend is of no interest to the guy. The guy says that he is interested in Max's bodyguard and his contract. Honey says there is no problem with that and he intends to terminate his contract with Max. The man breaks the contract and tells Max that as of today, he is fired and is not his bodyguard. Zhao helps the guy to his feet and tells him that he is now a member of the team. The main character tells Max's bodyguard that he has a great gift for him. Zhao takes a large box of pistol ammo from his bag and hands it to Max. Dennis is very surprised that Zhao has cartridges. He was next to him all the time and did not see where the guy bought them. Zhao tells his friend that he took these cartridges from the looters he met on the road. Max's bodyguard tells the guy that he doesn't need gifts. He intends to help the squad selflessly. Zhao believes that today his squad has acquired a very valuable and useful employee. The main character suggests immediately discussing the evacuation plan. Honey intervenes in the conversation. Dennis orders the man to leave immediately. He is outraged by his impudent behavior. Honey asks the young people not to leave him. He says that his famous father will pay handsomely for his rescue. Zhao responds to Honey. He says that his team never hires useless people. Honey offers his woman as payment for his salvation. The girl is shocked by the man's words. Honey says his girlfriend is a popular star with millions of fans. The girl calls Honey a psycho. She says that she will not allow some poor people to touch her. Honey hits the girl and demands that she work off the expensive gifts he kept giving her. Binyan enters the room and tells those present that Zhao already has a girlfriend. Binyan approaches the surprised protagonist and kisses him deeply. Zhao was very surprised by the girl's actions. He asks her to stop immediately. Binyan tells the guy that from today she is his girlfriend. Dennis tells his friend that Zhao already has a girlfriend named Xin. The Honey girl considers herself much more attractive than Binyan. She hates her rival. Honey informs the young people that he has secret information. His father owns a large, top-class shelter. The man offers to go to his father's hideout, guaranteeing a safe place for the young men as a reward. Zhao responds to Honey, saying that he is not interested in such an offer. Honey calls the young people idiots and cannot believe that they refused his offer. Zhao tells the man that his hideout is thousands of kilometers away. The main character reports that the base organized by the government is much closer. Max's bodyguard has heard about the government base and thinks it's a great idea. Honey finds his father's base much better and safer and insists on moving towards it. The girl asks Honey not to contradict the young people and says that there are acquaintances of his father at the government base. Honey compliments his girlfriend, saying it's a great idea. Zhao considers Honey and his girlfriend to be cunning and unreliable people and thinks about how to deal with them. Honey is shaking with fear. He thinks that the guy heard his girlfriend's words. Zhao allows Honey and his girlfriend to join the team, provided that they strictly follow all of his orders. The main character has prepared lunch. He offers to eat, immediately setting off on the road. Dennis eats the food prepared by Zhao with pleasure. Bodyguard Max is surprised at the guy's appetite. Honey and his girlfriend think this kind of food is terrible. They are used to eating in expensive restaurants. The Honey girl suggests going to the kitchen and finding better products. Honey agrees with her. They get up from the table and go to the cafeteria kitchen. A few minutes later, Honey and his girlfriend run into the dining room. They are very scared and scream loudly. Honey tells the young men that there is a female corpse in the kitchen. Zhao tells him not to worry. The young people tell Honey that in the kitchen lies the corpse of Royan, who has turned into a zombie. Zhao informs those present that lunch is over and orders them to hit the road. Zhao and Dennis are in the cab of the truck. The rest of the team is located in the container. Honey tries to get to know Binyan. He says he heard her called the chairman of the company. Tong demands the man to stop harassing his girlfriend immediately. Otherwise, she promises to complain to her boyfriend. Honey approaches Tong and says that he really adores beautiful girls like her. The man believes that the girls have chosen bad guys and offers to find them a good place when they arrive in the capital. Max's bodyguard threatens to break Honey's arm if he doesn't stop acting like this. Max reminds his former employer that the contract is terminated, which completely frees his hands. The guy says that he has endured the man's antics for a very long time, and his patience is running out. The door of the container opens. Zhao reports that the road ahead is damaged, and they will continue on foot. Honey is not at all happy with this proposal. He believes that traveling on foot is very dangerous. Zhao offers to let Honey and his girlfriend stay in the truck if they're that scared. Zhao's team immediately unloads from the truck's container. Honey is hesitant to join them. The Honey girl is very scared. She asks her man not to persist and to join the team. The Zhao squad moves through the abandoned streets of a small town. The guy demands everyone to be on alert. Tong is very scared and tense. The girl clings to her friend. There are a large number of zombies in the city. They hide in numerous gateways. Honey steps on an empty tin, causing a loud sound to be heard. The noise attracts the attention of zombies who are roaming the streets of a small town. Zhao demands that his team not move or make any sounds. Honey girl can't help but have a severe panic attack and screams loudly. A huge crowd of zombies, hearing human voices, rushes towards Zhao's team. The main character orders his team to immediately flee, and he himself decides to detain the attacking zombies. Using his fire axe, Zhao hits the monsters hard, hoping to hold off the zombies for as long as possible. In addition to using edged weapons, the guy competently uses hand-to-hand combat techniques. Suddenly, Max's bodyguard gets involved in the fight and begins to systematically shoot the monsters. Zhao is very surprised that the guy uses a silencer on his pistol. Max tells the guy that he made his own mufflers from steel pipe. Zhao is once again convinced that it was not in vain that he invited Max's bodyguard to join the squad. The main character understands that they cannot hold back the zombies who are present. He gives the command to retreat. Dennis is very surprised by the number of zombies present on the street. Monsters are constantly present. Zhao orders his team to hide in the store across the street. He says there are no zombies there. Honey attacks Binyan and forcibly snatches her backpack, which was behind the girl's back. He manages to take possession of the backpack, and together with his girlfriend, he runs into a nearby building. Tong asks her friend if she is okay, to which the girl replies that she sprained her ankle. Zhao understands that Binyan cannot walk on his own. He carries the girl in his arms. Honey believes that he has outwitted the Zhao squad. He wishes the young people to die on the street. He reports that the Zhao squad will greatly regret that they refused to go to his father's hideout. Honey's voice is heard telling the young people that he considers them the scum of society and is looking forward to the moment when they are devoured by zombies. Max's bodyguard takes out his pistol and fires several shots at the glass door of the room. Honey's fear is replaced by intense joy as armored glass is installed on the doors. A man tells young people that they are not strong enough to cope with him. Tong informs his friends that a large number of zombies are approaching them. Zhao warns Honey. The guy says that he will get the man and punish him severely. The main character orders his team to follow him and not slow down. Young people run into an open room. Zhao demands to immediately barricade the doors. The main character finds a sofa indoors and lays the wounded Binyan on it. Tong is worried that the girl may have a fracture. Binyan replies that she is fine. She just twisted her leg. Zhao examines the girl's wounded leg and asks her to be patient. The guy realizes that there is no fracture and is going to go outside to find a cure. Binyan asks the guy not to go outside. She says that the wound is minor and it will go away soon. The girl continues to persuade the guy not to go in search of a cure, since there are a lot of zombies on the streets. Zhao accepts the girl's offer and asks to immediately inform her if her health worsens. Zhao wakes up from Tong's loud voice. The girl says that her friend has developed a severe fever. Zhao approaches Binyan. He realizes that the girl's condition has deteriorated greatly. The guy blames himself for listening to the girl and not immediately going in search of a cure. Zhao asks Tong to look after the girl while he searches for a cure. Tong calls Honey a vile freak. The girl showers the man with curses. Zhao uses short dashes and approaches the nearby pharmacy with extreme caution. The guy finds a large number of drugs in the pharmacy and is glad that he can take a lot of drugs in reserve. Two mutated zombies notice Zhao entering the pharmacy and inattentively watch the guy. Tong does not leave the girl for a minute. Binyan tells his friend that he is very thirsty. Tong opens his backpack and realizes that Honey has taken the last of his water supplies. The girl goes to the sink to get water from the tap, but there is no running water in the room. Tong looks at her boyfriend standing at the entrance. She intends to ask him to find water. Dennis tells the girl that the squad leader ordered him to stay near the doors all the time and guard the exit. Tong grabs the guy by the ear and tells him that they need to have a serious talk. Dennis is surprised by the girl's actions. He asks her why she behaves this way. Tong tells the guy that Honey took all the water supplies, and everyone needs to take care of how to give Binyan something to drink. Dennis once again informs the girl that he cannot violate Zhao's orders. Tong raises her voice at the guy. She tells him that he must make his own decisions. The girl believes that Dennis should not constantly listen to Zhao and ask his permission. Tong demands the guy to immediately leave the premises and look for water. Dennis goes out onto a deserted street and thinks in which direction to start his search. Zhao, with the help of a virtual god, acquired a second level of power, which allowed him to cope with two mutated zombies. The guy pulls out the cores from the bodies of zombies and intends to exchange them for weapons in a virtual store. The virtual god informs the guy that his cores are low level and he cannot reuse them. Zhao reacts negatively to this news. The main character is thinking about what to buy in a virtual store with the points he earns. He decides to use the points he earns to increase his level of agility and strength. The virtual god informs the guy that the exchange was successful. Zhao wants to immediately test his skills in practice. The main character goes out onto the night street and heads to the building in which Honey is hiding. The guy swings his fire axe and hits the armored door. Honey is distracted from eating food and is disturbed by the sound of breaking glass. Zhao is pleased with his new level of strength. He was able to break armored glass that bullets could not penetrate. Suddenly, a car drives out of the building, in which Honey and his girlfriend are hiding. Honey looks out of the car window. He calls the guy a stupid freak and invites Zhao to catch him. The main character immediately gives chase, intending to catch up with the moving car. Zhao approaches the car and throws his fire axe at it. The throw turns out to be inaccurate. The guy misses, and Honey manages to escape. Dennis wanders the streets for a long time in search of shops or cafes, and finally he manages to find a fish restaurant. The guy enters the room and sees a large number of canisters in front of him. Dennis opens one of the barrels. He is happy because there is clean water inside. The guy tastes the water but immediately spits it out because it turns out to be salty. Dennis does not notice how a man with a huge bat in his hands is approaching him from behind. The man hits the guy with a strong blow on the back with a bat. Dennis loses his balance and falls. The woman tells the man that there is a living person in front of them, not a zombie. Dennis struggles to open his eyes and sees two young men sharing his combat sword. The people who captured Denise see that the guy has returned to consciousness and are carefully watching him. The guy asks the people around him who they are and why they attacked him. The woman apologizes for the misunderstanding, explaining that their family thought the guy was a zombie. Dennis asks the woman why they tied him up in this case and demands to release him immediately. The woman tries to free Dennis, but the man stops her, fearing that the guy might be infected. An unfamiliar woman reports that Dennis has no wounds and looks like a human. One of the young people suggests not to coddle the prisoner and immediately destroy him. Dennis was greatly amused by the guy's proposal. He reads him as a pathetic weakling, incapable of murder. Dennis's words infuriate the guy. He tells him that he doesn't know who he's contacted. The guy snatches the combat sword from his brother's hands. He intends to attack Dennis. The guy holds a sword in his hands and approaches Dennis. The parents order the guy to stop immediately. Dennis manages to unnoticed free his bound leg and strikes the guy. The guy loses his balance. He falls to the ground with a roar. The combat sword flies out of his hands. The combat sword hits the wooden stand to which Dennis was tied. It cuts the ropes and frees the guy. Dennis frees himself from his bonds. He asks the guy if he wants to kill him now. Young people hide behind their father. They ask him to protect them from Dennis. Dennis considers the people present in the restaurant to be an ordinary frightened family and not professional killers. The woman asks Dennis to forgive her son's antics. She says that her children are young and stupid. Dennis asks the people standing opposite him how they ended up in a fish restaurant. A woman tells a story about how they were celebrating a birthday with the whole family, after which an outbreak occurred. The head of the family asks Dennis how he got into the restaurant. The man hopes that the zombies have left the city. Dennis tells the frightened people that the city is full of aggressive zombies. The brothers do not believe Dennis's words. They believe that the guy is blatantly deceiving them. The man tells Dennis that he believes his words. He asks to help him and his family. The head of the family apologizes to Denny for the attack on him. He says that he was scared and defended his family. A man asks to join the Jow Squad, but his relatives are against it because they are afraid to go outside. The head of the family asks his relatives to shut up. He believes that if they stay in the restaurant, they will die. The man says that Dennis and the Jow Squad are their only hope for salvation. The woman agrees with her husband. She asks Dennis to take them to the Jow Squad. Dennis promises to fulfill the request of his new acquaintances, but in return he wants fresh water. One of the sons immediately goes to the kitchen and brings out a large barrel of drinking water. Tong begins to get very worried since Dennis has not yet arrived. Zhao is dissatisfied that the girl sent the guy alone to the street. Tong leaves in the direction of the front doors. She is going to wait there for the guy to arrive. Zhao applies healing ointment to Binyan's wound. The guy says that the medicine should help the girl. Zhao apologizes for the words he rashly said to the girl in the evening. Binyan tells the guy that there is no need to apologize because she acted too confident yesterday. Zhao thinks Binyan is a very brave girl. He tells her this in a quiet voice. The guy tells Binyan that she is a charming young girl who has a lot of qualities. Binyan is trying to find out what the main character's past girlfriend was like and what attracted the guy to her. Zhao tells the girl that he didn't know Shin at all and never even really spoke to her. These words make Binyan furious. She doesn't want the guy to suffer from unrequited love. The girl notices that Zhao brought her new sneakers along with the medicine. She is grateful to the guy for his care. Zhao believes that the girl needs to change into more practical and comfortable shoes. Binyan believes that she is very lucky to have a young man who protects and takes care of her. Binyan intends to become the only woman in the guy's heart. She says that she will make him forget about his last girlfriend. Dennis enters the room. He is holding a large canister of drinking water in his hands. Tong realizes that a romantic conversation is taking place between Zhao and Binyan and orders Dennis to leave immediately. Zhao praises Dennis. He is proud that the guy was able to extract valuable water on his own. Dennis asks the guy to come with him. He wants to show him something. Zhao is very surprised that Dennis came with an unfamiliar family. The head of the family introduces the guy to his family. He says that his name is Li, and next to him are his two sons, Hai and Yong. The woman's name is Mila. She sincerely thanks Zhao and his friends for saving her. Dennis says that he only promised to take the family out of the restaurant. The decision to join the squad will be made by Zhao. Hai sees Zhao as an ordinary guy and doubts that he can be a good commander. Yong notices the food lying on the table and informs his family. The guy runs up to the table. He cannot control his feeling of hunger and tries to take food. A fire axe flies past Yong, and the guy drops a loaf of canned bread from his hands. The guy hides behind his parents. He tells them that Zhao wanted to kill him. Li apologizes to Zhao for his children. He says that they are too young and do not understand what they are doing. Zhao warns the young people. He says that next time he will cut off his hand. The main character accepts only useful people into his squad. He asks Li and his family how they can be useful. Tong informs the family that their squad will not tolerate unnecessary ballast in its ranks. Li talks about how he has been a driver all his life and his wife can cook well. Bodyguard Max says that they need people in their squad who they can rely on in difficult times. Mila reports that their family is very kind and responsible and will benefit the squad. Zhao strongly doubts the usefulness of the two teenagers. He asks how they can help him. Mila says that her children are very capable and hardworking people. Zhao agrees to accept the new family into the squad. He informs them that food in the team is distributed in accordance with the work done. Hai is very unhappy that they will have to work tirelessly and follow the instructions of the commander. Zhao is bent over a map of the city. discussing evacuation options with his friends. Dennis suggests taking a shortcut and fighting your way through the zombies. Max offers a longer but safer route since they only have 3 experienced fighters in their squad. Zhao supports the Max bodyguard option. He is going to lead the squad along a safe road. Zhao decides that as soon as Bin Yan's leg heals, they will immediately begin their journey to the government base. An expensive limousine pulls up to the restaurant where the Zhao squad is hiding. The young people are delighted with the big car. Dennis asks Zhao where he got it. Zhao answers the guy. He says that he didn't waste any time and found a car parked in a nearby area. The guy throws the keys to Mr. Lee. He tells him that he has a new job. Mr. Lee is incredibly happy. He tells others that he has never driven such an expensive car in his life. The bright sun is shining. An expensive limousine is driving quickly through the deserted streets of the city. Tong asks his friend how her leg is. The girl replies that she feels good and the pain is almost gone. Yang studies a large number of different devices that are installed in the car. After some time, the younger brother finds a bottle of expensive vintage wine. The brothers are going to taste it. Mila orders her children to immediately put the bottle back and stop playing around. Hai tells his brother that he is very dissatisfied with the strict discipline and order in the Zhao squad. Max's bodyguard tells Zhao that they are going in the wrong direction. The guy says that he knows about it. He is going to visit a very interesting place. Zhao and his team arrive at the police headquarters building. Dennis wonders what they are doing here. Max replies that they came for weapons. Hai does not understand how the guys will be able to get inside the police station, at the entrance of which there are dozens of zombies. Zhao is tired of Hai's chatter. He says that if the guy does not shut up, he will go to the police station with him. Hai thinks it's utter madness to fight so many zombies. Zhao tells his new friends that it's time to listen to some fun music. The guy turns on the car's audio system at full volume and attracts the zombies' attention. Zhao gets out of the car. The zombies standing at the exit of the police station are trying to catch up with the guy. Max's bodyguard reports that Zhao has distracted the zombies and says that they need to head to the police station. Hai thinks Zhao is a crazy person and thinks that the guy is doomed to die. Dennis informs the guy that if he doesn't stop chatting, he will be thrown out to be eaten by zombies. Dennis tells the girls that he and Max are going to the police station. He asks them to stay in the car. Max's bodyguard tells Lee and Yang that he will accompany them to the police station. Dennis asks Max why they need untrained fighters. Max replies that if you leave the family together, they will steal the car. Yang says he doesn't want to go outside. Mila wants to go to the police station with her sons. Max refuses the woman. He says either they go with them or the whole family gets out of the car. Hai overcomes his fear and agrees to go on reconnaissance with the guys. Zhao's squad enters the police station and slowly moves through the deserted corridors. Dennis asks everyone to be careful, as the silence is very annoying for the guy. Team Zhao finds a weapons room. The guys intend to take as many weapons with them as possible. The voice of a stranger is heard, demanding that you stay in place and raise your hands up. A police captain appears in the corridor, with a group of police officers standing behind him. Dennis informs the police captain that they have come to the police station for help. The police captain demands that the guys lay down their weapons. He intends to check them for infection. The police search Zhao's team and inspect their appearance for signs of zombie bites. A pistol with a silencer is taken from Max's bodyguard. The police captain reports that he will confiscate the firearm. The police captain asks the guys how they got into the building when there are a large number of zombies on the street. Dennis tells the policeman that they are heading to a government base and stopped on the way for help. The guy says that the zombies were distracted from the entrance by their commander, so they were able to enter the building. The police captain apologizes for the rude manner and tells the guy that he is in charge here. Dennis asks the policeman how long they have been at the police station. The captain reports that their only car has broken down and they have been in captivity for several days. Hai asks the police why they don't fight since they have firearms. The captain answers the guy. He reports that they tried to escape from the encirclement, but suffered heavy losses. The policeman asks the guys for some gasoline so that they can evacuate themselves and take the prisoners with them. The captain invites Dennis to move towards the government base together. Dennis is pleased with this offer, since the police are experienced fighters and have firearms. The guy offers to leave immediately, but the policeman asks him not to rush. They need to collect weapons and documents. The captain suggests that Zhao's team rest for a while they get ready. Yang learns that there is food at the police station. He is incredibly happy about this news. Dennis asks the police to hurry up. As they have little time, the zombies may return soon. The captain promises to finish the gathering soon and says that his subordinate will take them to the restroom. Max's bodyguard asks the policeman to return his gun to him, but the policeman is in no hurry to do this. The captain notices the homemade silencer on the gun and states that it is unsafe. Max asks the law enforcement officer not to worry about this and claims that he has skills in handling firearms. Hai advises bodyguard Max not to argue with the police captain and give up his demands. Dennis believes that the police chief is worried about the life and health of bodyguard Max. Max agrees with the arguments of the guys and the police captain. He stops contradicting them. The police lead Zhao's team through dark corridors and into a break room. The guys stop near the prison cell. The accompanying policeman tells them that they have arrived. The police forcefully drag Team Zhao into the criminal's cell. The policeman accompanying them orders them to sit quietly. Otherwise, he promises to shoot the guys in the head. Mila tells the policeman that there was a misunderstanding. She does not understand why they were locked in the cell. The man throws a strong kick at the bars, and the woman flies off to the opposite side of the camera. Hai is outraged by this treatment of his mother and hurls angry curses at the policeman. The sound of a pistol shot is heard. Bodyguard Max saves Hai from a bullet flying at him. Dennis becomes very furious. He says that he will tell everything to the chief of police. The police are very surprised by the guy's naivety. They look at him and laugh loudly. A voice comes from the next cell, which says that screaming and calling for help is pointless. The man in the next cell says that there are no police at the station. These are prisoners in disguise. The man's name is Feng. He is a policeman who was captured by criminals. Criminals in police uniforms look at a parked limousine. The gang leader believes that the car should have enough supplies and water. He orders his accomplices to go outside to capture the girls and take supplies. The gang leader feels comfortable in a world where chaos and lawlessness reign. The criminals believe that today is a good day for them, since the loot came into their hands. Zhao is very surprised that the decomposed bodies of zombies could haunt him for so long. The guy intends to destroy a large group of zombies and earn a large number of points for the virtual store. Suddenly, the zombies let out wild screams. They turn around and run away in horror. Zhao looks at what is happening in surprise. He does not understand what could have scared the zombies so much. On the pillar, the guy sees a creepy-looking monster who is looking at him carefully. The virtual god tells the guy that this monster is a second-class devourer. Zhao realizes that this monster will be very difficult to deal with. Its long tongue is especially dangerous. The devourer jumps off the pole and quickly approaches the guy. This type of monster has an increased reaction. Zhao has difficulty dodging its attacks. In addition to increased reaction, the devourer has enormous strength and endurance. He attacks the guy non-stop. Zhao understands that an ordinary person is not able to cope with such a monster. The devourer spits out its huge tongue, which instantly wraps itself around the guy's body. The zombie, using his tongue, lifts Zhao into the air. The guy is unable to escape from captivity. The virtual god informs Zhao that the devourer's weak point is his head, and the guy kicks him. The blow hits the target, the zombie loosens its grip, and the guy frees himself from the grip of his tongue. The devourer immediately turns around and tries to escape. Feng informs Zhao's team that the police captain is fake and is the leader of a gang. The policeman says that during the outbreak, the criminals broke out and killed his colleagues. Max's bodyguard says that he immediately noticed strange behavior in the fake police officers. Max asks Feng why the criminals left him alive and did not kill him along with his partners. Feng says that there are many places in the police station where a fingerprint or eye pupil test is required. Dennis tells the policeman that their commander is outside and he is not an ordinary person. The guy says that Zhao will soon come to the rescue and free all the prisoners. Yang asks Mila how she is feeling. The woman says that her stomach hurts a lot and that she might be injured. Dennis decides to help the woman. He approaches her and asks permission to look at her wound. Mila tells the guy that her death is inevitable and asks him to take care of her sons. She asks her sons to grow up to be worthy people, start families, and have children. Dennis tells the woman that she only has a small bruise. He asks her not to make sudden movements. Max's bodyguard tells his friend that the bandit leader knows about the car outside. Dennis offers to get out of the cage with the help of wet clothes. He says that he saw in the movies how by twisting clothes you can bend the bars. Hai thinks this idea is idiotic. He tells the guy that he won't succeed and asks him to put on clothes. Yang tells Dennis that he needs to be polite to his brother since he is the only person who can open the door. Hai asks the young people to give him a pin or something similar to a needle. The captive cop from the next cell throws the guy his police badge. Hai says he has never worked with a police badge before and is using it to try to open the camera lock. Yang tells Dennis that his brother is the best lockpicker and once even snuck into the director's office. After some time, Hai opens the cell lock. Dennis realizes that he greatly underestimated the guy. The young people find the keys to other cells and free the captive policeman. The captured policeman asks the guys to leave. He intends to free several more survivors. Dennis tells Feng that they will help free the prisoners. Running down the corridor, Max notices a familiar face and stops in front of the camera. Honey is in the detention cell. He says that they want to kill him and plaintively asks for help. Feng asks Dennis who this man is. Dennis tells the policeman that he is a vile man. Max asks Honey how he ended up here and what he is doing in the detention cell. Honey reveals that their car broke down and then they met fake police officers. The man tells the guy that they were made slaves and his girlfriend was used as a concubine. Honey tells Max that she is incredibly happy to see him and asks him to save him from the villains. Dennis believes that after what Honey did, he should under no circumstances be helped. Honey apologizes for her actions and promises the guys that nothing like this will happen again in the future. Dennis informs the man that they are not going to step on the same rake twice. Honey tells Max that he is a bodyguard and his duty is to protect his employer. Dennis informs the man that he personally terminated the contract. Max says that a bodyguard does have a duty to protect his employer. He approaches Honey and tells him that this rule does not apply in his case, since the contract is broken. Max tells the man that he will give him the keys to the camera, and that will be the end of their partnership. Max's bodyguard throws the keys to the camera into a nearby dirty toilet. Honey is outraged by the guy's actions and intends to take brutal revenge on him in the future. Feng calls the elevator. The policeman is very surprised because the elevator has stopped working. The policeman tells the guys that the elevator is the only way out, and they won't be able to get out until someone from above comes down to them. The voice of Dennis is heard asking Feng what they should do now. The policeman replies that the only way to get out is to wait for the criminals below. Feng tells the guys that sooner or later their friends will be captured and taken down. Tong is very worried about the young people. Quite a lot of time has passed and they still have not returned. Lee tells the girls that he is seeing people approaching the car. A criminal in a police uniform approaches the car and asks the girls to open the door. Lee tells the criminal that they have come a long way and are glad that the servants of the law want to help them. Binyan senses something is wrong and asks Lee not to open the car doors yet. The girl asks the criminal in a police uniform where her friends are now. The criminal tells the girl that her friends are completely safe at the police station and asks to go into the building, as zombies may soon appear here. Lee thinks he should listen to the policeman and asks the girl for permission to open the doors. The criminals think that they have been exposed. They are going to use brute physical force. One of the criminals hits the car window with the butt of a machine gun and breaks it. Tong is very frightened. She screams loudly and calls for help. Binyan understands that these are not police in front of them. One of the criminals grabbed Binyan and is trying to pull the girl out through the broken car window. A loud scream is heard and the bloody body of the criminal falls next to the car. The eater quietly crept up to the car and attacked the disguised criminals. The bandits take out firearms and begin to shoot the devourer. The bullets do not cause much harm to the monster. He screams loudly and rushes at the criminals. The devourer shoots out his huge tongue and destroys yet another fake cop. One of the bandits informs his commander that a group of zombies is approaching them. The monsters scream loudly and quickly approach the fake police officers standing by the car. Zombies attack not only people, but also the devourer, and a fierce battle ensues. Some of the zombies are trying to break the windows and get inside the car. The girls desperately defend themselves, covering the broken window with pillows and fighting off the zombies. The devourer managed to deal with all the zombies that attacked him. He stands up to his full height and screams loudly. A second later, the devourer falls, struck by a well-aimed throw from a fire axe. Zhao reloads the machine gun and begins to systematically shoot the zombies around him. Zhao takes the core of the killed devourer. The virtual god congratulates the guy on the expensive trophy. Binyan runs up to Zhao and hugs him tightly. She says that she is glad to see him alive and unharmed. Binyan tells the guy that their friends are in trouble and are being held captive in the police station. Tong tries to stop Lee. The man intends to go to the police station to save his family. Zhao tells Lee that he won't be able to help his family because he doesn't have enough strength and the bandits will kill him. The guy tells his friends to stay in the car and close the doors. He says that he will lead the prisoners out of the police station. Policeman Feng and Zhao's team are waiting for one of the bandits to come down. The sound of a descending elevator is heard. The guys arm themselves with improvised means and set up an ambush. The elevator doors begin to open, and Feng and Team Zhao rush to attack. From the elevator, a crowd of roaring zombies attacks people. This greatly shocks the prisoners. Policeman Feng orders everyone to run and hide in the detention cells. Max's bodyguard and a police officer hold off the zombies so that the teenagers and their mother have time to escape. The young people manage to run into the cell and close the door behind them. The zombies unsuccessfully try to get them. Hei tries to open the doors on the back side of the cell to get out into another corridor. The guy opens the lock. Mila demands that her son stop burglary in the near future and find himself a girlfriend. Young people see a huge zombie approaching their mother from behind. Mila does not have time to react to the zombie attack. The monster grabs her and bites her on the neck. The woman realizes that she has no chance to survive. She asks Hai to look after her brother. Hai and Yong sit on the floor and sob loudly. They cannot come to terms with the death of their mother. Honey understands that he will have to get the keys to the camera from the dirty toilet. A man looks for his keys in the toilet and loudly insults Max's bodyguard. Honey says he will take brutal revenge on Max's bodyguard for the humiliation he suffered. He opens the cell door and orders his woman to leave with him. A man becomes very angry because a woman does not obey his orders. Honey tells the girl that she is defiled and unworthy of being his woman. The man runs out into the corridor. He intends to leave the police station. A moment later, Honey sees people running towards him. He realizes that zombies have broken into the room. Honey immediately runs back to her cell and tries to close the door behind her. Honey's ex-girlfriend does not allow the man to close the door to the cell. She blocks the bars with her hand. The girl tells Honey that he is a vile creature who gave her to the bandits in order to survive. Honey orders you to immediately remove your hand. The girl says that she doesn't want to live anymore. She intends to take Honey with her to the next world. Honey tells the girl that he is not going to die and kicks her. An angry zombie bursts into the open door of the cell in which Honey is located and immediately attacks the man. Dennis and his bodyguard Max desperately fight off the zombies attacking them. Yang is very scared and tells his brother that he doesn't want to die. Team Zhao and policeman Feng are locked in one of the cells. They have difficulty holding back the onslaught of zombies. The policeman tells his comrades that his strength is already running out. Suddenly, Zhao appears in the room and starts shooting zombies with a machine gun. Zhao asks Dennis how he is doing. The guy says that he is glad to see Zhao and reports that he is fine. The main character brought a lot of weapons with him. The guy arms Dennis and the policeman Feng. Dennis hands over his machine gun to the policeman. The guy is going to fight the zombies with his sword. Dennis uses his fencing skills and effectively repels the attacks of the zombies attacking him. Bodyguard Max and policeman Feng shoot the zombies non-stop with firearms. Policeman Feng's voice is heard ordering Zhao to bend down. The next moment he kills the zombie who is about to attack the guy. Zhao realizes that Officer Feng saved his life and thanks the man. All the zombies are destroyed. Zhao says that everyone can leave the cells. The guy meets Feng and shakes his hand. Dennis tells Zhao the tragic story of policeman Feng. Zhao sees the grief-stricken brothers in front of him. They tell him that Mila is dead. The guy says that his father is waiting for them in the car. Suddenly, the gang leader appears in the room. He points a weapon at Team Zhao and orders everyone to raise their hands. The gang leader tells the guys that they are still too young and stupid to cope with him. Policeman Feng raises his gun and orders the gang leader to throw his weapon on the ground. The gang leader demonstrates a bomb that is behind his back. He says that he can detonate it at any moment. The bandit calls the guys vile insects and intends to seize the car with two girls. Hai believes that his mother died because of the gang leader. The guy intends to take revenge and destroy the bandit. Hai holds the gang leader tightly and asks his friends to run away immediately. The gang leader pulls out a gun to kill the guy, but Hai blocks his hand. Zhao is very surprised by the guy's actions. Until the last moment, he considered him a coward. The main character orders everyone to leave the room immediately before the bomb explodes. Yang doesn't want to leave his brother. He pulls Zhao's hand and asks him to save Hai. Zhao orders Dennis to look after the people. He is going to return and help Hai. The gang leader wins hand-to-hand combat with Hai. He is going to kill the guy. Hai's loud laughter is heard. The guy demonstrates the remote control for the explosive device in his hands. The guy tells the gang leader that he will take revenge on him for his dead mother. Zhao bursts into the room and shouts at the guy not to activate the explosive device. The next moment, a powerful explosion is heard. Shards of glass and building materials scatter around. Binyan's attention is attracted by the sound of a loud explosion. The girl runs out of the car. His son runs up to Lee and tells his father that his mother and his brother have died. Binyan runs up to the surviving guys. She asks why Zhao is not with them. A girl breaks into a destroyed police station, hoping that her boyfriend is still alive. Binyan is searching the police station when she comes across a dead gang leader. A girl is clearing out huge rubble. She doesn't want to believe that her boyfriend is dead. Dennis helps clear the rubble. He believes that Zhao should stay alive. Team Zhao hears loud groans and grunts coming from the far corner of the building. Young people look at Zhao and Hai. The guys survived after a powerful explosion. Team Zhao feels great joy and immediately rushes to the survivors. Young people hug the surviving boys and ask how they are feeling. Hai tells his father that he is completely fine and his entire operation was under complete control. Binyan is unhappy that her boyfriend risked his life and she loudly scolds him. The girl rushes to Zhao. She hugs him tightly and begins to sob heavily. The surviving police officers thank the Zhao team for their assistance and rescue. Lee informs the main character that after a family meeting, they decided to stay with the police and not continue to the base. Lee tells Zhao that the journey will be dangerous and he does not want to risk his sons. Zhao respects the decision of the head of the family and promises to inform the military of their location when his team reaches the base. Policeman Feng takes out a large number of weapons on the street and decides to join Zhao's team. Feng wants to go to the base to protect the people there. Zhao believes that Mr. Lee's sons are brave and responsible, and they will be able to be good assistants to the police. Team Zhao loads into a limousine and sets off on the long journey to the government base. He shouts loudly after the driving car. He demands that the young people stay alive. Zhao heard the guy scream, and as a sign of understanding and agreement, he raised his hand up. Team Zhao opens a bottle of collectible wine and decides to celebrate the new addition to their team. Zhao is very happy that his team has been replenished with a new combat unit in the person of Policeman Feng. The policeman thanks the young people for the trust they have placed in them and believes that he will be useful in the squad. Zhao hopes that they will reach the government base without any problems. The main character is going to distribute responsibilities in his updated team. Policeman Feng is very good at shooting and is suitable for suppressing enemy fire. Bodyguard Max has good shooting accuracy and can act as a sniper, shooting from afar. Zhao considers himself a poor marksman, so he is going to be in charge of close combat. Feng completely agrees with this arrangement of roles and proposes to train the girls in the use of weapons. Tong tells the guys that she has never held a gun in her life and doesn't know how to handle one. Dennis holds a huge sniper rifle in his hands and admires its power. Feng believes that owning a pistol is not difficult. He intends to train Zhao's team. Under the guidance of a police officer, the girls begin to undergo basic fire training. Zhao activates his ring to begin communicating with the virtual god. The guy reports that zombies are starting to mutate quickly and asks for a new powerful weapon. Zhao tells the virtual god that without a new weapon, it will be very difficult for him to save the world from zombies. The main character uses the third-level core to purchase weapons in the virtual store. The guy chooses immunity from the virus and a new battle axe in a virtual store. With the remaining amount from the sale of the third-level core, Zhao purchases a shield and a high-tech battle sword. Dennis trains hard in pistol shooting, but does not achieve good results. Zhao tries to calm the guy down. He tells him that you cannot become a good shooter in a short time. Dennis thinks that he is not a very effective fighter. The guy wants to bring great benefits to the team. Zhao tells his friend that he is his first employee and right hand. He demands that the guy get rid of stupid thoughts from his head. The main character tells the guy that he has a gift for him. He hands Dennis a shield and a combat sword. Dennis is incredibly happy with the gift. He considers it the best weapon for close combat. Zhao asks the guy not to forget who he is, once again emphasizing that Dennis is his right hand. Tong was around the corner all the time and eavesdropped on the guy's conversation. Dennis hurries to his girlfriend to show her the new weapon as quickly as possible. The guy meets Tong in the corridor and invites her to talk about a serious topic. Dennis's voice is heard asking Tong to marry him. Dennis is very worried and tells the girl that his intentions are serious and this is not a joke. The girl tells the guy that during the conversation she developed feelings for him. Dennis intends to protect Tong anywhere. Even if the girl refuses, he intends to take care of her. The guy is very worried about the fact that he comes from a poor working family, while Tong is from the upper echelons of society. Dennis begins to suspect that the girl was only using him for protection. Tong is upset by the guy's conclusions and is about to leave. Dennis stops Tong. The girl turns around and kisses the guy deeply. Tong says she wants to be with a guy and doesn't need another man. Dennis receives this news joyfully. He raises his hands and shouts loudly. The guy says that the girl will be his goddess from now on, and he will protect her all his life. Dennis immediately shares the latest news of his personal life with his friends. The Zhao team is thinking about how they can organize the wedding ceremony. Team Zhao gets to a huge shopping center located in the central areas of the city. The guys fight their way to the shopping center. They shoot the zombies attacking them. The Zhao team finds everything they need for the wedding ceremony in the store and leaves for their hideout. A wedding takes place between Dennis and Tong. Music is heard. Young people are dressed in beautiful dresses. Binyan asks the guy where they got the suits and record player. Zhao replies that there was a good store nearby. Policeman Feng is assigned the role of wedding receptionist, and the man is visibly nervous. Feng reads a solemn speech and asks the young people about their consent to marry. Max's bodyguard brings 2 rings with large diamonds into the hall. Happy newlyweds slowly exchange rings with each other. Solemn music is heard. Policeman Feng declares the young people husband and wife. To the applause of those around them, the newlyweds hug each other and kiss. Dennis sincerely thanks his friends for organizing a gorgeous wedding. Tong hopes that Zhao and Binyan will also get married soon. Max thinks this is a good idea. Policeman Feng reports that he already has experience as a recorder. Tong forces her friend to go away and try on a wedding dress. The girl tells her that she is not ready for this yet. The guys grab Zhao's hands. They tell him that they are about to marry him. Zhao demands to let him go immediately. Max asks the guy not to be angry. He says that they were just joking. Tong believes that Zhao must marry Binyan sooner or later. The girl asks Zhao why he doesn't want to marry Binyan today. Tears appear in Binyan's eyes. She runs out of the room and her friend tries to stop her. Tong tells Zhao that his behavior caused severe pain to the girl. Dennis tries to reassure his new wife. He asks to leave his commander alone. Zhao tries to stop Binyan. The girl pulls his hand back and says that she doesn't want to be near the guy. Binyan tells Zhao that she really hoped for mutual feelings. The girl thanks the guy for his help. She intends to leave Zhao and not bother him anymore. Zhao believes that the girl cannot survive alone, since there are a huge number of zombies around. Binyan tries to leave. The guy stops the girl and appeals to her prudence. Zhao tells Binyan that he likes her very much and hopes for a serious relationship. A girl asks a guy how much he likes her. The guy answers her with gestures. Binyan tells the guy that he is a good and kind person who cares about others. Binyan intends to forget past grievances and start from scratch from today. Suddenly, the conversation of the young people is interrupted by a zombie. He screams loudly and rushes at them. Zhao manages to react to the attack in time and kicks the monster. The guy bends over the defeated monster. He realizes that he saw this face somewhere. Shin's girlfriend wakes up after being attacked by a guy. Zhao mistook her for a zombie. Zhao asks Eliza what she is doing here and where the rest of her friends are. The guy is trying to find out from the girl what happened to his friend Bean and Shin. Eliza covers her face with her hands and begins to cry loudly. She says that Bean is no longer alive. The girl says that after they left the library, they headed to the government base. They ran out of food and water, and on the way they came across an expensive villa in which they decided to take refuge. The owner of the huge villa was a large businessman named San and his brother. People who came to the villa for help became slaves and worked hard just to eat. To survive in the villa, the girls had only one way. They had to sell their bodies. Bean worked very hard to support himself and his 3 girls. The girl tells the young people that Linmu was also in the villa. He was idle and worked as an overseer. Eliza remembers that she was tired of eating the same dry pie every day. She was sick just from the smell of it. Her friend asks the girl not to be mischievous, since Bean has to work 3 shifts to feed them. Shin tells the girl that her birthday is coming up. Bean tries to earn some money to buy meat. The girl is touched that the guy remembers when it is her birthday. Her friends tell the girl that Bean is not indifferent to her. Linmu appears on the threshold. The girl says that they have nothing to talk about and asks the guy to leave. The girl tries to close the front door, but the guy doesn't let her do it. Linmu is going to help the girls. He wants to introduce them to influential people. The owner of Villa San likes Shin and wants to get to know the girl better. San says that he admires Shin. He extends his hand and tells the girl that he is glad to meet you. San asks the girl not to be afraid or worry. He tells her that he is a good person. San's voice is heard. The guy offers the girl lunch. Sin reports that she is not hungry. Linmu is extremely dissatisfied with the girl's answer. She is outraged by the refusal of the gentleman's offer. San demands that Linmu be polite and not communicate in such a tone with his new acquaintance. A friend tells Shin that Mr. San is lying. She sees it in his face. Brother San is outraged by the girl's response and orders his subordinates to seize her. Subordinates take Shin away. Her friends try to protect the girl, but the forces are unequal. Linmu throws Shin into the backseat of the car. The girl asks for mercy. Linmu demands that the girl fulfill the master's requests. Otherwise, he threatens to kill her friends. Eliza says that people should not do this. She asks her to leave her friend alone. Brother San is outraged that the girl touched him, and he strikes her hard with his hand. Shin's friend can't contain her emotions. She calls the villa owner's brother a dirty animal. The guy gives orders to his bodyguards to immediately grab the defenseless girl. The bodyguards grab Eliza by the arms and drag her out of the room. The girl screams loudly. The brother of the owner of the villa approaches Shin's friend. The girl is very scared. She asks to leave her alone. Bean appears on the threshold of the home. The guy reports that he has brought some delicious delicacies. A terrible picture appears before Bean's eyes. He understands that something terrible has happened. The brother of the owner of the villa is very unhappy that the bodyguards allowed Bean into the home. Bean grabs a huge kitchen knife and lunges at the villa owner's brother. One of the bodyguards hits Bean with a strong blow. The guy loses his balance and falls to the floor. Bean asks the girl not to be afraid. He says that he can protect her. The villa owner's brother is outraged by Bean's behavior and is thinking about how he can humiliate the guy. Bean abruptly jumps to his feet. The guy hits the table that was standing nearby. Bean swings a piece of the table to destroy the villa owner's brother. The bodyguards draw their pistols and open automatic fire on Bean. Bean does not have time to avenge his girlfriend. His body is pierced by dozens of bullets. The girl screams loudly and rushes to the young man lying on the floor. The brother of the owner of the villa leans over Bean. He reports that a similar fate will befall everyone who raises a hand against him. The girl hugs Bean's body tightly. She asks him not to die and not leave her alone. The villa owner's brother orders his men to throw Bean's body out for the zombies to eat. Zhao goes into a state of wild rage from the girl's story. He intends to tear his enemies to pieces. Eliza continues her story. She says that after that she was put under arrest, but she heard that Shin was still alive. Zhao promises the girl that he will save Shin and the other hostages in the villa. The Zhao team supports the guy in his endeavors. They offer him their help. Zhao asks Eliza to tell everything about the villa building. The guy intends to come up with a plan of action. Tong is surprised by the huge amount of grain. Binyan tells his friend that the guys found it in a nearby store. Tong is going to disguise Eliza since people in the villa might recognize her. Binyan has feelings for the guy even though he wants to save his first girlfriend. The girl is grateful for saving Zhao. She believes that they could have suffered the same fate as Eliza. Binyan is ready for a love triangle. She intends to emerge victorious from the fight. Tong advises the girl not to worry. She believes that Shin may already be dead. Tong cuts and applies makeup to Eliza so that the girl will not be recognized in the villa. Zhao informs his girlfriend that he has checked the building for zombies and carefully blocked the exits. The guy offers Binyan to leave Dene to protect him. The girl refuses, since the squad needs all the fighters. Zhao tells the girl that he cannot take her with him. This is too dangerous a task. Binyan thanks Zhao for his concern. The girl hugs the guy and kisses him deeply. Zhao orders his team to take the grain and load it into the truck. The villa is surrounded by a metal fence and is well guarded by armed men. A Zhao squad is approaching the villa. The guys are moving in 2 cars. Zhao is very surprised by the number of guards. At the entrance, he counted only 2 people. The guards stop Zhao's team and ask the young men what they are doing here. Zhao tells the guards that they are survivors and want to find shelter from the zombies. The security guard informs the guy that in order to get into the villa, he needs to pay with food. The guards report that to enter the territory, you need 10 kilograms of food, and further stay in the territory is also paid. Zhao says that he is satisfied with the conditions. He reports that they have enough food. The security guard requires you to leave your cars and weapons in accordance with the rules. Eliza asks Zhao not to trust the guards. She says that these people are very dangerous and can kill. Zhao offers a deal. He intends to pay a high price and keep the cars for himself. The guard doubts that the young people have that much food. Zhao tells the guard that they have a truckload of excellent quality grain. The guy opens the truck and shows the guards the grain he has. One of the guards runs to his commander. He intends to tell him about the arrival of rich clients at the villa. Mr. San goes to the Zhao detachment. He personally wants to verify the veracity of his guard's words. Mr. San meets Zhao. He tells the guy that he is the owner of the villa. San asks the guy where he got such huge reserves of grain. Zhao offers to pay a good price to keep the cars. Mr. San is interested in cooperation. He allows the guy to keep the cars. The owner of the villa tells the guy that his base is the best place where people can be safe. The guard orders the gates to be opened and the vehicles of the Zhao squad to be allowed into the territory. Zhao shakes hands with the owner of the villa. The guy thanks him for his hospitality. The main character informs Mr. San that he will definitely not regret making a new acquaintance. The Zhao team's cars are under the watchful eye of armed guards. Walking around the territory, Zhao remembers where the security points are. Max's bodyguard says the villa is better protected than a military base. Zhao asks Mr. San why he welcomes people to his luxurious villa. Mr. San tells the guy that he is a nobleman and cares about defenseless people. The owner of the villa reports that he has high security costs, since he needs many fighters to protect people from zombies. Mr. San invites the guy to leave the cars in a garage next to his house. The head of security informs the Zhao team that from today on, they are honored guests of the villa. Zhao thanks the security chief for doing his job well and protecting people from zombies. The head of security pretends to leave. He hides around the corner of the building to eavesdrop on the conversation of Zhao's team. Mr. San's brother finds out that the guys have a whole food warehouse. He offers to immediately grab the guys and take away all their food supplies. The head of security informs Mr. San that the Zhao team is being monitored around the clock. Mr. San answers his brother. He asks him to be patient and watch the guys for now. Brother San believes that they need to capture Zhao's team and use torture to find out where their warehouse is located. Mr. San believes that a big fish has fallen into his net, and he is going to develop an operation plan. Brother San thinks that if the operation is successful, they will be provided with food for several years. San asks his brother to be careful and not do anything rash. The brothers are going to gain the trust of the Zhao team and then trick them into finding out the location of the warehouse. Brother San states that after they find out the location of the warehouse, he will brutally deal with Zhao's team. Bodyguard Max tells his friends that he has not seen such rich apartments for a long time. Officer Fang notes that their room has an excellent location from which they can observe the villa grounds. Guys are attracted to strange noises coming from their travel suitcases. Dennis tries to calm the guys down. He says that he will explain everything now. The guy opens the travel suitcases, from which the girls crawl out, gasping for breath. Zhao is very unhappy that the girls joined them under false pretenses. Binyan asks Zhao not to scold Dennis. She says that he is not to blame for anything. Zhao yells at the girls. He is very angry because they did not follow his orders. Tong reports that Binyan was very worried about Zhao and therefore could not stay in the shelter. Zhao says that this place is very dangerous and they could get hurt a lot. Binyan tells Zhao that she won't be able to bear it if anything happens to the guy. Policeman Feng believes that nothing can be done, and extra people will not interfere with the squad. Binyan apologizes to the guy and plaintively asks him not to be angry with her. Zhao orders the girls to stay at home with Eliza and under no circumstances go out. A knock is heard on the door. A guard appears on the threshold, who reports that Mr. San invites the guys to join him for lunch. Zhao and his team enter the huge banquet hall located in San's house. Mr. San greets his guests and invites them to immediately go to the table. San introduces Team Zhao to his younger brother, whose name is Ji. Mr. San invites his guests to try expensive collection wine. Max's bodyguard warns Zhao and asks the guy to be careful with the offered wine. Zhao replies to the owner of the villa that he is a simple student who is used to drinking cheap beer. The main character brought a box of beer with him, takes out a bottle and makes a toast. San praises Zhao for his choice and plans to support the guy by switching to beer. The owner of the villa says that beer is an excellent drink for survivors. San is interested in the plans of the Zhao team and asks how long they want to stay with him. Z tells the guys that their shelter is the safest and that the government base cannot compare with it in terms of comfort and safety. The brother of the villa owner informs the guys that their team will be provided with better conditions. Zhao responds to the owner of the villa. He says that his offer sounds tempting. San invites Zhao's team to stay with him for a while and then make their final decision. Zhao says he doesn't feel well after drinking beer and asks to be taken to the toilet. San immediately calls an armed guard standing nearby. Zhao, accompanied by a security guard, walks down the long corridor of the building towards the toilet. The guard tells the guy that he will wait for him downstairs and goes down the stairs. The guy makes sure that the guard has gone downstairs. He is going to inspect the floor. Zhao notices a maid at one of the doors. The guy waits until the woman leaves and knocks on the door. Xin recognizes Zhao's voice standing outside the door. The girl is very surprised by his presence in the villa. Zhao's voice is heard. He asks the girl how she feels. Xin answers the guy. She says that everything is fine with her, but the girl wants to free herself quickly. The guy asks the girl to wait a little as he first needs to find the class leader. Xin tells the guy that she is very worried about Tong. She says that she does not know where the class leader is now. Zhao heard that the maid persuaded the girl to drink medicine. The guy asks Xin to drink medicine to be cured. Xin promises the guy to take medicine and eat well so that he will be in good shape when the guy comes to save her. Suddenly, Mr. San appears in the corridor. He asks Zhao what he is doing here. Zhao tells San that his villa is huge and he got lost when he came out of the toilet. San intends to punish the guard who left the guy alone and did not show him the way out. Zhao says that he heard sounds outside the door. The guy asks who lives in this room. San answers the guy. He says that his fiancée lives in the room. She has health problems and she rarely leaves the room. The owner of the villa invites the guy to go downstairs to the table and not make the company wait for them. Zhao is pleased that he has found the room where Xin is located. He intends to save the girl in the near future. The main character enters the banquet hall. The brother of the villa owner asks how the star is feeling. San is very nervous about his brother talking about Xin in front of strangers. Zhao tells San that he didn't know his fiancée was a star and is upset that she couldn't have dinner with them. San tells the guests that his fiancée has appeared in several commercials. Brother San tells Zhao's team that his brother doesn't like to talk about his fiancée. San asks his brother how the girl he took for himself is feeling. Brother San thinks that the girl is not worthy of him. He says that he sent her to Linmu. Zhao cannot hide his anger. He understands that we are talking about the class president. San sees the change in the guy's face and asks how he is feeling. Max informs the villa owner that Zhao has a severe stomachache. Zhao clutches his stomach. The guy says that he is in severe pain and asks permission to leave the company. The main character apologizes to the owners of the villa and offers to talk next time. San says goodbye to the guy and tells him that he is waiting for him to visit at any time. Zhao thanks bodyguard Max for helping him in a difficult situation. Max asks the guy about Tong. He wants to know more information about the class leader. San enters Xin's room, holding a tray of food and medicine. The owner of the villa tells the girl that she needs to eat regularly and take medicine. San says that he has strong feelings for Xin and demands that the girl reciprocate. Xin remembers her last meeting with Zhao. The girl decides not to take risks so as not to reveal herself. Xin responds to San. She says that the man has been very kind to her and she has no reason to refuse him. San is pleased with the girl's answer. He is going to organize a magnificent wedding. Linmu says that he will never tell Team Zhao where the class president is. Zhao orders his team to capture Linmu and lock him indoors for further interrogation. Linmu strolls through the entertainment area as his friends endlessly shower him with compliments. The guy is very tired of communicating with uneducated hillbillies. He believes that such people are not worthy of his attention. Zhao's team gets in the way of Linmu. The main character tells the guy that he is glad to see him. Linmu is very frightened and surprised by the fact that Zhao is still alive. Zhao's team binds Linmu. The guy threatens to report this to the villa owner. Linmu asks Zhao to let him go. He says that before they only had minor differences that can be easily resolved. Zhao is surprised by the guy's arrogance and cynicism. He demands to know where his friends are. Eliza attacks Linmu. She says that he is to blame for the murder of his classmates and gave it to the owner of the villa Shin. Tong approaches the captive Linmu. The girl reads that the interrogation must be carried out using physical violence. Linmu recognizes Binyan, who was next to him. He asks the girl what she is doing in Zhao's team. Binyan reveals that she is Zhao's girlfriend. She approaches the guy and takes his hand. Linmu can't believe that a guy from a poor family can have a girl from high society. Linmu's sarcastic remarks are interrupted by a strong blow from Zhao. The guy orders to immediately tell him where the class leader is. Linmu reports that the girl is suffering. He refuses to say where she is. Linmu insults Zhao's team. He believes that nothing will be done to him since he is under the protection of the villa owners. Zhao's team gets very angry. Dennis is going to beat up Linmu. Linmu says that Bean suffered greatly before his death. Zhao promises Linmu suffering 10 times more. Zhao orders his team to cut Linmu into pieces and feed him to the zombies. Dennis raises a huge knife over the guy's head. He says that he will start with dirty language. Linmu asks to be spared. He reports that he sold the class president at the city market. Eliza cannot contain her anger. She says that the city market is a very bad place. Zhao stabs Linmu and tells him that he will finish him off if the class president is in trouble. The main character informs his team that tomorrow morning they will begin their search at the city market. The city market is a dangerous and dirty place where women offer their services for a bottle of water. Max says that he has only seen such places in films. He did not expect to see something like this with his own eyes. Policeman Feng observes the three guys. He says that they were previously arrested for disorderly conduct. Zhao says that sooner or later, the government will take control of the entire territory and restore order. The girl asks one of the hooligans to pay her for services rendered. The bully rudely pushes the girl away and tells her to get out. The bully refuses to pay for the services provided. He did not like the quality of the services provided. The group of hooligans is stopped by the loud whistle of Policeman Feng. At the same moment, Policeman Feng strikes the bully, causing him to lose his balance and fall to the ground. The bully's friends are outraged by such actions of the policeman. They intend to stand up for their friend. Zhao takes out his battle axe and tells the bullies to calm down and be quiet. The bully apologizes. He says that he did not want to do this and is ready to pay for the girl's services. Zhao hates people like this. He orders the bullies to pay and get out immediately. The hooligans take their friend, they give the girl water and food and leave. The girl thanks the Zhao team for the care and assistance provided. She asks how she can thank the guys. Zhao tells the girl that he is looking for his classmate. He describes what the class leader looks like. The girl answers the guy. She says that she doesn't know anyone with a similar description of appearance. Zhao says goodbye to the girl and intends to continue his search for the class elder. Suddenly, a girl shouts out to him. She says that she remembered a girl who looked like Tong. The girl leads Zhao's team to a miserable shack. She says that the girl they are looking for lives here. A man flies out of a room on the street. He falls to the ground and screams loudly. The man is in an angry state. He says that today he will definitely sell the girl at the market. Zhao believes that he is talking about Tong. He approaches the man and hits him with a strong blow. A woman runs out into the street and demands that the beating of her husband stop immediately. A woman treats her husband's wounds, and Zhao's voice is heard apologizing for what he did. The man says that he has no complaints against the guy. He reports that everything is fine with him. The woman is dissatisfied with the actions of the Zhao team. The man makes excuses for the guys. He believes that they can be understood. The man says his name is Qing and introduces the Zhao team to his wife Wang. The man says that he is a mechanical engineer and his wife worked as a doctor. Qing tells the guys that while in the villa, they tried to protect themselves, which greatly angered the owners of the villa, and they sent them to live in the city market area as punishment. The man reports that his wife is a very good practicing doctor. She was close to a rich man in the villa who was not indifferent to her. Wang rudely interrupts the man. She says that they promised each other to be together for the rest of their lives. Qing asks his wife for forgiveness. He says he doesn't want her to starve. Zhao looks at the married couple with emotion. The guy is going to help his new acquaintances. Zhao's voice is heard telling the man that in the near future, he will give him 100 kilograms of grain. Zhao promises the man that he will soon deal with the owners of the villa, and all residents will be able to live in peace. The main character says goodbye to his new acquaintances and promises that food will be delivered to them in the near future. The guy is stopped by Wang. The woman tells him that she knows where the class leader is. Wang says there are entertainment venues for wealthy people across the street, which may include Tong. Zhao thanks the couple for providing useful information. Team Zhao heads to a nearby street where there is an entertainment bar. In one of the rooms, naked young people with their hands and feet tied are sitting on the floor. The Zhao team uses the utility room to change into staff costumes. Max's bodyguard reports that he would rather pretend to be a rich guest than an employee. Zhao answers the guy. He says that they know all the rich clients by sight, which can disrupt the operation. The main character shows his friends a photograph of the class leader. In expensive apartments, rich people spend their free time in the company of beautiful girls. Zhao opens the apartment door and pretends to be a waiter to find Tong. The bar client loudly shouts at the guy and demands to leave the premises immediately. Zhao has already looked through many rooms, but still has not found the class leader. The main character meets bar administrators in the corridor who are talking about Tong. The guy understands which room the class leader is in and runs to the girl's aid. Zhao bursts into the apartment. He sees in front of him a man dressed as a nurse. The class leader is very frightened. She looks pitifully at the guy and asks him to help her. A man dressed as a nurse asks the guy who he is and what he is doing here. Zhao strikes the man with a strong right hand, causing the bar patron to fall to the floor. The guy tells the class leader that he came to save her. The girl is depressed and does not recognize Zhao. The class leader is in an altered mental state and is experiencing hallucinations. The girl says that all men are disgusting to her and rushes at the guy. Zhao is very surprised by the state of the class leader. He guesses that the girl has gone crazy. The main character hugs Tong tightly. He tries to calm the hysterical girl. Tong cries loudly, speaks incoherent sentences, and experiences hallucinations. Binyan learns that Zhao has found the class elder. She wants to see the girl. The guy asks the girls not to disturb the class leader and says that she is not feeling well. Max says that the girl's condition is extremely unstable. Because of the bullying, she has gone crazy. The class leader is tightly tied with the bed straps. She tries to break free and screams loudly. Eliza asks the doctor for permission to untie the girl. Wang says that she does not have tranquilizers to calm the class leader. Wang is going to treat the girl's wounds. For this, she needs to be motionless. Binyan is very upset by what she saw. She cannot understand how this could happen. The administrator of an entertainment bar sits tied up on the floor. She says that she is not guilty of anything and asks to be released. Zhao asks the entertainment bar administrator why the class elder has gone crazy. The administrator tells the Java team that Linmu is to blame for everything that happened. Zhao tells the administrator that she is an accomplice in the crime. The woman makes an excuse, believing that the girl was crazy and did not feel anything. The main character warns the administrator that a terrible death awaits her, but not now. Zhao's team ties up Linmu and the entertainment bar workers and loads them into the trunk of a car. The prisoners are brought outside the city, unloaded from the trunk, their hands untied and sent into the forest. The prisoners understand that they are on a killing field, where human corpses are thrown out to feed zombies. The administrator of an entertainment bar and her client experience wild horror. They hear terrible howls from the neighboring bushes. Linmu asks Zhao not to kill him. He tells the guy that they studied together. Zhao considers the punishment fair, since Linmu has the blood of his friends on his hands. The protagonist tells the captives that their suffering will be 1,000 times greater than what they caused to his friends. The bar administrator asks the guy for mercy. She says that she has relatives, and she did not know that the class leader was his friend. Zombies appear from nearby bushes. They scream loudly and approach people. Linmu grabs the bar manager and throws her at the approaching zombies. The guy intends to buy time in this way. The zombies instantly pounce on the bar administrator and begin to devour her. Linmu, with the help of the administrator, gains time. He runs up to a nearby tree and climbs onto it. A client of an entertainment bar climbs a tree after Linmu. He asks the guy to help him. Linmu says he is happy to help and kicks the man hard. A client at an entertainment bar crashes to the ground and is surrounded by aggressive zombies. Linmu's mood lifts. The guy realizes that zombies cannot climb a tree. Zhao raises his rifle with a telescopic sight and shoots accurately at Linmu, who is on the tree. The bullet hits Linmu in the leg. He cannot stay on the tree and falls down. The zombies see Linmu fall from the tree to the ground, and they quickly approach him. Suddenly, the zombies stop. Something greatly frightened the monsters. They turn around and flee. Linmu shouts loudly at Zhao. He tells him that God is on his side, and today he will definitely survive. Zhao recalls that a similar zombie escape had already happened at the police station when they were attacked by the Devourer. The guy reloads his rifle. He slowly moves through the forest to find the Devourer. A huge Devourer crept up behind Linmu, and using jaws located in the middle of his body, began to devour the guy. The Devourer slowly walks across the field of death. He collects and absorbs dead people. Zhao hid behind a tree. The guy understands that this Devourer is very different from the last one. The virtual god informs the guy that this mutation was not found in the database, and there is no information about this Devourer. Linmu is in the eater's mouth. He notices Zhao behind a tree and screams loudly. The huge devourer notices Zhao. He breaks the trees in his path with powerful blows and quickly approaches the guy. Zhao drops his weapon and fires a clip of ammunition towards the monster attacking him. The guy accurately hits the huge devourer, but the bullets do not cause him significant harm. The voice of a virtual god is heard, which demands to be careful since such a monster can kill the guy. Using incredible speed, the huge devourer snatches the weapon from Zhao's hands and throws it to the side. The monster picks up the guy's machine gun. He squeezes it with huge claws. The weapon turns into a piece of twisted metal. Zhao asks the virtual god to suggest the monster's weak side, but unfortunately does not receive an answer. Half of Linmu's body sticks out from the monster's mouth. The guy asks Zhao if he recognizes the devourer. Zhao listens to the words of his enemy and carefully examines the body of the huge devourer. Linmu invites the guy to look at the scars of the eater. He says that it is Bean. Zhao realizes what a terrible fate befell his former college roommate. The huge devourer continues to attack the guy. He delivers blows of enormous force, from which trees break. After some time, the devourer manages to grab Zhao by the throat and begins to slowly strangle the guy. Zhao turns to Bean, who has turned into a devourer. The virtual god reports that the monster does not have human memory and does not recognize the guy. The virtual god offers the guy to cut off the devourer's hand. Otherwise, the monster will soon kill him. Linmu is almost completely consumed by the devourer. He asks Zhao what it's like to be eaten by his own friend. Linmu says that Zhao himself is to blame for the loss of friends since he turned them against him. Linmu informs the guy that he and his friends are human trash that must be destroyed. Zhao turns to Bean, who has turned into a devourer. He asks for forgiveness for not being able to help in time and causing pain. Suddenly, the devourer loosens its grip, and the guy frees himself from the deadly grip. A huge devourer is approaching Zhao. He is having difficulty trying to name the main character. Zhao is incredibly happy that Bean, in the guise of a huge devourer, recognized him. The virtual god orders the guy to run away immediately, since the devourer has a small part of his memories left, and he begins to lose control of himself. Zhao once again asks Bean to forgive him for allowing him to die such a terrible death. While Bean controls the mind of the devourer, the main character tries with all his might to escape to a safe distance. Linmu tells Zhao that he will not leave him alone and will get to him sooner or later. Bean is no longer able to control the mind of the devourer. The monster absorbs Linmu into itself and screams loudly. Zhao is very worried about Bean's death. He punches the wall and says that he will avenge his friend. Binyan is trying to calm down the class leader. The girl got out into the kitchen and behaves inappropriately. The class leader runs up to Zhao. She hugs him and asks the guy for protection. Binyan says that she prepared some porridge to feed the girl, but the class leader was scared by this. Zhao says that the girl is in very bad condition. He asks not to bother or irritate her. Binyan tries to explain that she wanted to help. Zhao interrupts the girl and orders her to follow the instructions. Zhao takes the class president to his room to calm her down and put her to bed. Binyan asks why Zhao is in such a mood. She is informed that the guy met his friend Bean. The guys talk about the relationship between Zhao and his neighbor in the student dormitory. Zhao reassures the class president. He asks Dr. Wang if the girl's condition has improved. Wang informs the guy that the girl has severe psychological trauma. She is very irritated and withdraws into herself. Zhao asks Wang when the girl will be able to recover. The doctor says that she is not a psychiatrist and does not know much about this aspect. Dr. Wang tells the guy that the girl's condition is unstable. She needs to create calm conditions. The doctor thanks the guy for the food. Wang distributed it to everyone in need in the city market area. The class leader is trembling violently. The girl tells the guy that she is very scared. Zhao calms the girl down. He asks her not to be afraid and says that he will protect her. Zhao voices his plan to the team. He suggests using zombies to distract the guards. Wang says there are about 100 prisoners in the villa who could be harmed by a zombie attack. Policeman Feng agrees with the doctor. He is against endangering ordinary people. Zhao says that he was misunderstood. He proposes to use not real zombies, but people in disguise. The guy is going to spread a rumor that the villa was attacked by zombies, while the people in disguise will cause chaos. Zhao asks Dr. Wang to help him find people, since his team is too small for such an operation. Wang believes that many people will agree, since they have all suffered from the abuse of the villa owners. While the disguised zombies distract the guards, Zhao and his team intend to free Xin. King believes that the despotism of the villa owners must come to an end. He hopes that the villains will be held accountable for the pain and suffering they brought to people. Wang always thought that her husband was a nerd. She never thought that he would do such a thing. Wang hopes to win. She is going to start searching for reliable people today. Zhao understands that a long and difficult journey lies ahead of them. He asks Qing to put the car in order. A loud noise is heard coming from the kitchen. Zhao and his friends immediately run there. There are girls in the kitchen. The class leader is standing in front of a broken plate. Zhao runs into the kitchen. The guy asks the class leader if she's okay. The guy starts yelling at the girls, as he previously warned not to annoy or disturb the class leader. Tong asks the guy not to shout at them, as he has not understood the situation and is drawing the wrong conclusions. The girl tells Zhao that Binyan prepared porridge for him because she saw that the guy had not eaten for several days. While preparing porridge, Binyan burned her hand. The class leader is very worried about the girl. Wang carefully watches the girls. She reports that the class leader's condition has improved as she began to talk and make contact. Zhao apologizes to Binyan. The guy agrees that he was very impulsive and did not figure out the situation. Dennis informs his friends that an uninvited guest has come to them. Brother San is near the door. Dennis asks everyone who is not part of the guest group to immediately hide, because if the villa owner's brother sees them, there will be problems. Zhao orders the girls to hide in the back room and not make unnecessary sounds. Brother San sits imposingly in a chair. He asks his guests if they are comfortable in this building. Zhao thanks for the hospitality. The guy says that he has never lived in such a large and rich house. The guy asks San's brother what is the reason for visiting their house so early. Brother San informs Zhao's team that his brother will be getting married in 3 days, so he came to bring an invitation to the wedding. Zhao asks to convey his congratulations to the owner of the villa. The guy says that they will definitely come to the wedding. Brother San says that his brother's fiancée was very ill, but now she has recovered and is ready to get married. The guy says that Zhao and his team are friends of his family, so he must invite them to the wedding. Brother San heads to the front door. He notices a noise in the room where the girls are hiding. Denny asks the girls not to move or make sounds. If they are discovered, he is ready to attack the brother of the owner of the villa. Binyan tries to reassure the class leader. She hopes that the girl will cope with her fear. The brother of the villa owner stops in front of the door and extends his hand. He takes from the rack the clothes that the class president wore at the entertainment bar. Brother San invites guys to contact him if they want to chat with beautiful girls. The class leader says that the person who came to visit caused her great pain. Zhao thinks that they need to hurry, since there are only 3 days left before the wedding. The maids help Xin try on an expensive wedding dress. The girl hopes that Zhao will have time to free her. San comes into the room and tells the girl that the wedding dress suits her very well. Xin asks who let him into the room. She asks San not to peek and leave the room. San orders the maids to leave the premises immediately. The girls meekly follow their master's orders. San does not understand what the girl is afraid of. He tells her that in the near future she will become his wife. San touches the girl's face and tells her that he has been waiting for today for a long time. The owner of the villa says that he invited many friends to the wedding. He promises that it will be a lot of fun. San says he invited Zhao to the wedding and asks the girl if she has seen him before. The man reports that he saw Zhao outside her room and talking to her. Xin says that she doesn't know this guy and couldn't talk to him. San tells the girl that since the first time he saw her, he decided to marry her. The man squeezes Xin's shoulders tightly and asks the girl why she betrayed him. San tells the girl that he knows that Zhao is her classmate and she knows him well. The owner of the villa grabs the girl by the hands and says that he knows why Zhao is here. Xin pushes San away. The girl says that he and his brother are selfish and cruel villains. The girl says that she is ready to die rather than be a hostage to the owner of the villa. San becomes furious at the girl's words. He roughly pushes her onto the bed next to her. The owner of the villa tells the girl that he will not let her die and is going to punish Zhao. San orders the maids to keep an eye on Xin as he leaves the room, slamming the door loudly. In the main building of the villa, everything is ready for the wedding event. A large number of laid tables await guests. Zhao appears on the threshold of the fork. He makes a congratulatory speech and presents a gift. San greets the young man. He says that Zhao could have come to his house without a gift. Zhao admires the owner of the villa. The guy believes that organizing such a beautiful wedding is very difficult nowadays. San says that he spent a lot of time and effort organizing the event. He praises the main character for helping him with food. One of the guests reports that people saw zombies near the villa. His interlocutor considers this very dangerous. San reassures his guests. He says that no zombies will break into the villa, as it is well guarded. Zhao asks the owner of the villa why he still doesn't see the bride among those present. San responds to the guy, telling him that there is no need to rush things and everyone will meet her soon. The owner of the villa's answer alarms the guy. The guests nearby joke cheerfully about this. San reports that Xin is upstairs in his room and will be downstairs soon. The guest conversation is interrupted by a security guard who runs into the room and reports that the villa has been attacked by zombies. Panic begins among the guests. They get up from the tables and begin to chaotically look for shelter. San tries to stop the frightened guests. He reports that the situation is under complete control and there is nothing to be afraid of. Zombies are moving around the villa. People are running away in horror and trying to find shelter. Taking advantage of the situation, Zhao goes upstairs to Shin's room and knocks on the door. The guy notices that the door is open. He enters the room and observes the girl standing by the window. Zhao approaches the girl and tells her that he has come to free her from captivity. In the middle of the room stood a mannequin dressed in a wedding dress. At the guy's touch, it fell to the floor. A moment later, a huge metal cage falls from the ceiling onto the main character. The guy does not have time to react and dodge the trap. Zhao is held captive in a metal cage. A bright light turns on in the room, blinding the guy. The owner of the villa is standing at the door of the room. He tells the guy that he considers him impatient. San's voice is heard. The owner of the villa asks where Zhao wanted to take his wife. The main character answers. He says that he wanted to make sure that the girl was safe. The guard leads Shin into the room. The owner of the villa thanks the guy for taking care of his bride. The girl asks for forgiveness from Zhao. She tells the guy that the owner of the villa knows everything. Zhao asks San when the man began to suspect something was wrong and found out everything. San says that he immediately felt something was wrong, and in the future his suspicions were confirmed. The owner of the villa leaves the premises, and finally he informs the guy that the zombies are not real, but are his friends in disguise. Team Zhao and the people dressed as zombies rejoice at how much they scared the villa's guards. The girl says that before the guards and some residents of the villa abused them greatly, she is glad that today these roles have changed. The sounds of gunfire are heard. Dennis orders everyone to immediately run away and find cover. The brother of the villa owner stands surrounded by numerous guards. He says that the game is over. Dennis and Binyan hid behind a huge stone. The guy does not understand how their cunning plan was revealed. The brother of the villa owner gives the order to the armed guards to immediately open fire. Team Zhao is in a difficult situation. The guys are starting to shoot back desperately. Zhao is in a cage. He hears the sounds of heavy gunfire and realizes that his friends are in trouble. Shin asks the owner of the villa to leave the Zhao team alone and not touch them. She is ready to sacrifice herself to save her friends. San arrogantly answers the girl. He says that he is not going to listen to her words since she is unworthy of him. The owner of the villa takes out a gun and points it at Zhao. He wants the girl to see how he kills the guy. Shin screams loudly. He asks the owner of the villa not to do this and let the guy live. Suddenly, San drops the gun and grabs his wounded shoulder. A well-aimed shot wounded the owner of the villa. Max's bodyguard used a sniper rifle with a telescopic sight to wound the owner of the villa. Zhao takes out his battle axe and with a powerful blow cuts the steel bars of the metal grill. The main character runs up to Shin. He grabs the girl by the hand and offers to run away immediately. Zhao takes the girl in his arms. The guy runs up and jumps out the window. He breaks the glass. The young people get out. The villa owner curses loudly and orders his guards to stop Zhao immediately. The main character and Shin quickly run to the truck standing nearby. San is beside himself with rage. He demands that the guards not let Zhao leave under any circumstances. Max's bodyguard is on the roof, covering the fleeing young people with machine gun fire. One of the guards spots Max on the roof and orders San to be taken to cover immediately. Max fires a burst from a machine gun at the owner of the villa, but the man manages to hide behind a security guard. Zhao and Shin start the truck and manage to leave the villa without hindrance. San throws the body of the dead guard away from him. He intends to find the guy at all costs. The security looks at the deceased comrade who gave his life defending the owner of the villa. A furious battle continues between the guards and Zhao's team, with the guards firing non-stop. King tries to shoot back ineptly. He wonders when help will come to them. Binyan and his girlfriend are behind a large stone. The dense fire of the guards does not give them the opportunity to escape. Policeman Feng fires another clip from his pistol at the opponents. He reports that his cartridges are running out. Dennis asks Policeman Feng to hold out a little longer. He hopes that Zhao will come to the rescue soon. After some time, breaking through the metal gate, a Zhao truck enters the villa. The villa owner's brother is very perplexed. He does not understand why Zhao returned. Dennis feels great joy. He had no doubt that Zhao will return and come to the rescue. Z smiles. The villa owner's brother believes that Zhao and the runaway girl have fallen into a trap. He is approached by San, who intends to take brutal revenge on Zhao and his former fiancée. Zhao comes out from behind the truck and says that he had no intention of running away. Binyan runs up to Zhao. The girl asks how the guy is feeling and if he is injured. Shin is standing not far from them. The girl is very surprised that Zhao has a girlfriend. Zhao's voice is heard. The guy asks the guards how much they sell their lives for, protecting the owners of the villa. Zhao tells the villa guards that social status and money are not important now. The main thing is the food that is in abundance in his truck. The guy reports that there are thousands of kilograms of grain in the truck behind him. He invites the guards to take it for themselves. The villa's guards are surprised by such a proposal. They stop shooting and listen carefully to the guy. Z calls Zhao an idiot. He intends to kill the guy and take all the food for himself. Zhao says that when he dies, all the food will go to the guards. The guy believes that they will not share with Ji. The main character suggests that the guards provide themselves with food and not risk their lives protecting the owners of the villa. San believes that his subordinates are satisfied with the service. He hopes that the guards will not accept the guy's offer. The villa owner says he has a good relationship with the security guards and his people trust and respect him. Zhao reports that he saw bodies of people dressed in security uniforms near the villa. San answers the guy. He says that this squad was looking for food so that there would be no hunger in the villa. Shin believes that the owner of the villa is deceiving people. The girl says that the situation was not so critical as to send people to certain death. The girl reports that she saw that there was enough food in the villa. The guards standing nearby take this information to heart. San calls Shin a lying woman. He hopes that his guards will not believe the girl's words. The security guard standing behind the owner of the villa says that the girl is right. Z attacks the guard. He demands that he shut up and not dare to contradict the owner of the villa. The villa guard believes that his comrades died in vain. He saw food supplies and believes that there was no need for reconnaissance. In addition, the guard reports that he witnessed his wounded colleague being thrown out like unnecessary trash. The guards decide not to be pawns that the villa owner can use as he pleases. San is very outraged by such statements. The man says that he is the owner of the villa and only he can decide who will live or die. The owner of the villa reports that everyone is alive only thanks to him. He demands that Zhao and his friends be shot immediately. Zhao tells the villa owner that he is not a king, but just a pathetic, selfish man who takes advantage of people. The guy invites San to stop resisting and surrender. He believes that his despotism has come to an end. San demands the guy to shut up immediately. He believes that his words are worthless, and the guards only need the food in his car. The owner of the villa raises his gun, points it at Zhao, and tells him that he is in charge here. San tells the guy that he can say goodbye to his food and his life. A loud shot sounds. The owner of the villa gets a bullet in the forehead. He dies instantly. At a small distance, there is a guard with a pistol in his hand. He decided to take action and destroyed San. Z cannot believe what is happening! The man screams loudly and curses the guard. The security commander orders the immediate arrest of the villa owner's brother. Z screams loudly. He calls the guards vile traitors and threatens with cruel reprisals. Zhao asks the guards not to kill Z right away. The guy believes that he is not worthy of a quick and easy death. Z is taken to the central square and is tied tightly to a wooden post. Many people who have been systematically humiliated begin to throw stones at Z. The security thanks Zhao and his team for helping to free the villa from the brothers. One of the guards asks for forgiveness for the fact that he could not overcome his fear and always obeyed the owner of the villa. Dennis answers the guard. He tells the guy that it's time to start a new life. The head of security is interested in the plans of the Zhao team. He invites them to stay in the villa. King joins the security chief's proposal. He wants Zhao to become their new leader. Zhao tells the man that they don't need a new leader. They can handle all the problems on their own. Zhao reports that his team is heading to a government base. Dennis does not understand why Zhao wants to get to the base, because he freed his first love. Zhao explains that his goal is to save people, and the base has a sufficient number of specialists and materials. Feng and Max also intend to get to the base. They believe that they will be very useful there. Dennis tells Zhao that he will always be by his side, wherever the guy goes. The head of security says that there are a large number of weapons in the villa. He intends to share them. King invites the guys to look at their luxury expensive car, which he has equipped with new engineering features. Thanks to King's engineering abilities, the limousine has become a powerful fighting machine. The guys are very surprised by the work done. They are especially pleased with the armored glass. Zhao tells King and Wang that they are talented people and invites them to join the team. Wang reports that there are many patients in the villa that she is responsible for looking after. The woman says that she has prepared all the necessary medicines that may be useful along the way. Wang asks to keep a close eye on the class leader since the girl has not yet recovered. Dennis asks Zhao which of the girls he chose as his girlfriend. Binyan and Xin sit opposite each other. An oppressive silence hangs in the air. Binyan asks the girl what she plans to do now that she is free. Xin intends to be close to Zhao since the guy is her old friend. Binyan invites the girl to stay at the villa and restore her health, since the road to the base is long and dangerous. Xin believes that she has enough strength and health to hit the road. Binyan continues to insist that the girl thank Zhao and stay in the villa. Eliza believes that the girl does not understand the situation. She says that the relationship between Xin and Zhao is not just friendly. Tong reports that the guy confessed his love to her friend and will soon ask Binyan to marry him. Xin is shocked by this information. She believes that a guy should not marry an older woman. Binyan tells his rival that Zhao has been deeply in love with her for a long time. Xin doesn't believe the girl's words and intends to ask Zhao about it himself. Zhao is hiding at the window into the room. He is carefully eavesdropping on the girl's conversation. Max believes that Zhao is in a difficult situation and will have to make difficult choices in the near future. Zhao tries to leave and asks the guys to cover for him, telling the girls that he is very busy. Suddenly, the class president runs out of the bushes and attracts the girls' attention by calling Zhao by name. The girls understand that the guy was nearby all the time and possibly eavesdropped on their conversation. Team Zhao sets off to the government base. Max and Zhao have a casual conversation. Policeman Feng says Zhao is caught in a love triangle. The sound of brakes is heard. Max's bodyguard reports that they have arrived at the scene. Z is tied up in the trunk of the car. The man offers a large ransom in exchange for saving his life. Zhao's team pulls the prisoner out of the trunk and takes him to a high cliff. Z asks the guys what they are going to do. Zhao demands that Z realize all his sins before dying. In response, the prisoner lets out a quiet laugh. Z tells the guy that everything was done for the sake of survival, and in the world only the strongest survive. Zhao believes that a difficult life situation is not a reason to do terrible things. Z stands on the edge of a cliff and shakes violently. The main character slowly approaches the prisoner. Zhao says that Z will find a place in hell for his sins and pushes the captive man. Z still doesn't want to believe what's happening. He doesn't understand how they could treat him like that. Max believes that G received the punishment he deserved. He is glad that it is over. Zhao tells his friend that G's death will not resurrect the friends he destroyed. Z lies at the bottom of a deep gorge. Thanks to the thickets of vines, the man survived. Z struggles to get back on his feet, saying that God is on his side today. The sound of bushes breaking is heard, and a huge creature approaches Z from behind. Max hears a loud roar, from which the birds at the bottom of the gorge fly into the sky. The guy tells Zhao about this. The main character looks carefully out the window. He is very surprised by what he sees in front of him. A huge creature jumps out from the gorge onto the mountain road and tries to catch up with Zhao's team. Max asks his friend what it could be. Zhao replies that it is Bean who has turned into a devourer. The devourer smells the blood that was left in the trunk of the limousine. He runs after the car and roars loudly. Zhao asks bodyguard Max to speed up in order to break away from the pursuit. Despite the fact that the cars have increased speed, the devourer still catches up with Zhao's team. Max tells his friend that he cannot tear himself away from the devourer since the monster is unrealistically fast. The devourer catches up with the moving truck and begins to break down the door of the container. Policeman Feng intends to stop the monster. He takes a shotgun and begins to climb onto the roof of the container. Zhao asks not to kill the devourer. He says that this is his friend Bean, who is able to control the monster's consciousness. Feng asks the guy to really look at things. He says that the devourer will destroy them. Policeman Feng climbs onto the roof of the van, takes aim and shoots the eater. The bullets do not cause any tangible harm to the monster, they only make him angrier. Policeman Feng is in a state of great confusion. He understands that the bullets cannot stop the eater. The monster approaches the truck and jumps onto the container. The devourer attacks Policeman Feng. The man barely dodges the deadly blows. The girls inside the container experience great fear. They hear the sound of a struggle on the roof. The devourer manages to catch up with Policeman Feng. He covers the man with huge tentacles. Zhao appears on the roof of the container. He tries to shout to Bean's consciousness and stop the devourer. Zhao climbs inside the container. He asks Bean to recognize him and stop the attack immediately. Policeman Feng says that the mutated zombie will no longer remember Zhao. He demands that the devourer be destroyed. Zhao is experiencing severe mental pain. He does not want to destroy Bean, but the guy has no other choice. The class leader looks attentively at the devourer. The girl felt that the terrible monster was Bean. The devourer stopped his attack, and the class president was able to awaken Bean's consciousness. Zhao opens fire with his shotgun on the devourer, the monster receiving a powerful blast into its chest. The devourer is thrown out of the container, but he does not intend to give up and is going to catch up with the truck. The class leader says Bean's name and tries to jump out of the container. The girls struggle to hold her back. The devourer quickly comes to his senses, he gets to his feet and continues to pursue the truck. Policeman Feng is surprised by the power and endurance of the devourer. He demands to continue firing from the shotgun. Zhao intends to shoot, but a moving car prevents him from aiming clearly. The class leader covers the devourer. She tells Zhao that the monster is Bean. Max's bodyguard reports that they have serious problems, since the asphalt road will soon end, and he will be forced to slow down. Zhao asks the class president to step aside. He tells the girl that he has no other choice. The class leader asks to spare Bean. She says that he is scared and lonely. The girl tells others that Bean died defending her. She considers herself to blame for his death. The class leader tells Zhao that she is very glad to meet him and asks the guy for forgiveness. Pushing off from the container, the class leader jumps towards the running devourer. Team Zhao is greatly shocked by the girl's actions. Binyan regrets that they could not restrain her. The class leader approaches the devourer. She addresses Bean, who is in the monster's body, and says that she will free him. From a strong oncoming blow, the class leader and the devourer fall into a huge gorge. Zhao experiences extreme mental suffering. The guy screams loudly in a fit of impotent anger. For the whole day, Zhao does not leave his room. His friends try to talk to him and feed him. Dennis is very worried about his friend's state of mind and shares his thoughts with the team. Shin says that Zhao is experiencing severe mental pain. The girl suggests not to bother the guy and let him calm down. Team Zhao agrees with Shin. The young people leave the main character alone. Zhao sits in his room, leaning against the wall. The guy cannot come to terms with the loss of his friends. At the bottom of a deep gorge lie a huge devourer and a class leader. The class leader clings tightly to the monster. The devourer asks the girl not to die. A group of people approaches the devourer. They discuss the size of the monster. Strangers are trying to understand what happened and who was able to cope with the powerful monster. The man says that the monster is mortally wounded. He asks the girl what to do with him. The stranger takes off her mask and tells the man to bring the devourer back. The Zhao team eats dinner in complete silence. No one dares to be the first to start a conversation. The guys carefully watch the girls. They intend to quickly finish dinner and leave. Dennis thanks the girls for dinner and says that they have urgent matters. The girls are left alone. Tong offers to talk while the guys are away. Tong informs those present that the entire team knows about the relationship between Zhao and Binyan. Eliza answers the girl. She considers her statements unfounded. Binyan says that Zhao has feelings for her, and this is known to all team members. Eliza does not intend to argue with the girl and leaves the dining room with Shin. Tong supports her friend, believing that her competitor does not have the slightest chance. Binyan believes that Shin did not believe her words and intends to talk to Zhao soon. Eliza is dissatisfied with her friend's behavior. She demands that the girl be more courageous and persistent. Shin sees no point in talking to Binyan. She wants to discuss the situation with Zhao. Eliza believes that Zhao loves Shin, since the guy came a long way and risked his life to free the girl. Shin remembers that she has never communicated with Zhao before and is not sure about the guy's feelings. Eliza says that feelings arose between Shin and Zhao back in the library. She suggests taking the next step. Shin believes that now is not the right time for this, since the guy has not recovered from the loss of his friends. Eliza insists on immediate action. She claims that now every day someone is dying. Shin agrees with his friend and plans to talk to Zhao in the evening. Evening comes. Shin waited for the moment when Zhao left the room. The girl pretends that she happened to be nearby. Shin is wearing high heels and trips and falls to the floor. Shin quickly gets to her feet. The guy asks how she is feeling and if she is okay. Shin's voice is heard. She says that she is going to the toilet. The guy realizes that the girl has come to him. Shin tells Zhao that she came to him and wants to talk to him seriously. The girl does not dare to tell the guy about her feelings. She believes that the time has not yet come for this, since the guy is very upset about the death of his friends. Shin says that old friends cannot be brought back, and you need to find the strength to move on with your life. Zhao says that he searched for his friends for a long time to save them. However, despite all his efforts, he could not save their lives. The guy remembers people dear to him whom he will never see again in his life. A strong trembling permeates Zhao's body. The guy is very angry that he could not protect his friends in time. Shin says that Zhao risked his life to save her and dozens of classmates in the academic library. The girl asks the guy to keep his fighting spirit and says that the class president and Bean are watching him from heaven. Zhao thanks the girl for her honesty and assures her that he will take care of his team, not allowing any more casualties. Shin addresses the guy. She says that his close friends will always live in his heart. The girl insists that Zhao make a promise that the guy will never give up. Binyan was nearby all the time and carefully eavesdropped on the conversation of the young people. Shin stretches his bruised leg and thinks about what he will say about his feelings next time. Binyan appears on the threshold of the room. Sin asks the girl what she is doing here. Binyan gives the girl some ointment and assures her that her pain will go away within 2 days. Sin has questions. The girl thinks about how Binyan knew about her leg injury and why she is helping her. Sin has thoughts that the ointment may contain poison, and after using it, the girl may get sick or be fatally poisoned. Binyan tells the girl that she was a little surprised when she found out about Zhao's feelings for her. Binyan believes that the showdown should be postponed, since the guy is suffering greatly due to the death of his friends. The girl does not perceive Shin as a serious rival for herself, since Shin is young and inexperienced. Dennis meets Binyan at the door of Shin's room. The guy tries to talk to the girl, but she, being in a bad mood, does not make contact. Dennis repeats his attempt to start a conversation, but the girl ignores him and silently goes to her room. The next morning comes. The dining table in the living room is filled with a lot of delicious dishes.